meters.
We have to do a roof, we're going to have to do a boiler.
Right.
You know, it's just.
Oh, well, that's what they, I hear your sewer's
The
locked.
maintenance didn't
The
know
whole
about
kitchen
it.
has been ripped apart because the sewer backed up, and health department showed up, and everything has to be gutted in the kitchen.
Yep, and it's kind of a bad deal because they got 3 weeks left of school,
And
and they have to serve food in home ec. They're coming down to the store going, I got bags of chips, I guess. I feel bad for them because they can't eat.
I wouldn't want to eat down there.
Oh, no, they still get some food. They're still getting
Well, she said
fed.
she was going to eat in the home ec.
Yeah, they're still,
Cook in the home ec, but that's why
yeah, they're still getting some food
I
up
can't
there.
imagine the home.
Let's call the meeting to order. Join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Amen.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I could get in trouble for saying it.
I just didn't I? I must have heard an echo. That's what it was. It was I didn't do that. It was an echo.
I did. I was reading that in the paper here about 3 weeks ago. That you can't say that.
Well, you can say amen.
No, you're not supposed to. There's a final lawsuit about one of those and sent email out after the pledge. Some city filed a lawsuit. I'm like, okay.
welcome council and citizens. I'd entertain a motion to, let me get my glasses on.
I move we approve the agenda. Is that where you're going?
I didn't need my glasses. As presented. All in favor?
I'll second it.
All right.
Aye.
Motion was made and seconded and approved. I would entertain a motion to approve May 1st treasurer report and voucher to pay the bills.
We want to approve the minutes of the April 14th meeting and the special council meeting first, and then I have a brief treasurer's report.
I so moved
Was that
Did
the,
any-
I was just going to say, that there's two different things in there, correct?
Yeah.
2 minutes. Just sets a minute.
2 minutes. and
I so
then
move
2
it.
minutes.
Can you clean it up?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll second it. There's two things in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes I crimped the
Wait a minute. I had a correction.
Oh, well, get with it.
I'm going to designate you to be the proofreader of the minutes before we go to press.
The question was on Valley Sweeping proposal,
Yes.
400 to 600 an hourly rate. Is that the total bid for the job? The standard rate I checked around for sweeping is about $125 to $50 an hour.
Okay.
Was that the total job, but they charge by the hour? Is that what you
What
meant?
I mentioned last meeting is that the quote is between 400 to 600. They bill hourly, and it depends on how.
I'm
busy
just
the streets
misinterpreting.
are.
It says
Yeah.
approximately 4 to 6, which is an hourly rate, which I read as $600 an hour.
No, that's
Okay,
hopefully what
I
the
thought that's
total
what you
job-
meant.
Hopefully the total job will not.
Okay, then I don't need a correction, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have one?
I move we accept the minutes
Yeah.
as written.
Yeah.
Oh, I second?
Kathy did, and
Mike?
he's second.
It's everything.
I'm just losing power.
Just say aye.
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 Motion carried.
That one was a miscellaneous, I say aye.
The treasurers, I have on the treasurer's report, I have a brief report. We have a total of $250,802.56 in all the funds. The Vista bill continues to go down and was $500 less than last month with all the Vista accounts included. And then I want you to know that the bills were a little bit higher this month because we paid the remaining balance owed for our member contribution in the amount of $3,086.50.
Thank you.
I move we accept the treasurer's report and pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Report. Any for the city council?
Want to know the status? You said the XP on the computer. Did that all work out for you?
Right now, we continue to use XP. You had called me and told me that on the last system that they were going to be supporting XP, and the next day that came through on the city computer, and so I downloaded what it recommended. And
great.
we have yet to get with our computer guy, but we'll get with Bill Chandler and have him review the system. But for now, we're just using the system as it is.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Planning and
This
zoning.
usually date is
There's nothing to report on planning and zoning.
to date.
And this month for April is that, so we're down.
Okay. Sorry.
Go ahead.
But the city clerk has a report, and that's next, I think.
All right.
On the valley sweeping proposal, I arranged with Valley Sweeping to sweep the city streets on June 3rd. That was in the week that the council had recommended. However, when I talked to the contact, they did let us know that they cannot sweep the streets if it's raining or if the streets are wet from it previously raining. And so to assure that the streets are swept by shebang days, I'm going to be coordinating with them the week before to see what weather patterns are looking at, and then if it's looking like rain, they may come in the week before June 3rd. And then we'll be getting out the sweeping announcements to people on the streets that will be swept so that they'll know to park their cars on the streets when that occurs.
Do they have a cutoff date of, say the weather says it may rain 2 or 3 days?
It's kind of a
It's a crapshoot? Okay.
Well, don't put that's in business later, but remember the minutes said that the consensus when we had all the people here was to do it in July rather than June.
And that's dust abatement, that's
dust
just
abatement.
and that's later
Dust
down the
abatement.
agenda.
Oh.
But they
You're
wanted-
sweeping,
they
I'm
wanted
sorry.
the streets, the asphalt streets
Oh,
swept
okay.
before shebang days.
I'm sorry.
To make the town look nicer.
Oh, I agree with that.
If it is by chance raining like 2, 3, 4, 5 days prior to that, are we just going to cancel it?
We're going to try
Or
to get it done earlier.
what happens if, I'm just asking, what happens if it rains 4 or 5 days and then the day before shebang days, it's nice weather? Would they still come out? Will they still come out?
Well, wait,
If it's wet, they won't.
yeah.
They
To
can't
answer
sweep
your
where it's
question,
wet.
Right, I get that.
to answer your question though, what the council had said was the first week of June, and that still gives us another week to back up to shebang days, because shebang days is on the 14th, the yard sale's on the 7th. So we're kind of looking at a 3-week period to get the streets cleaned on Friday.
But they won't like not do it if we have 1 day. They'll still come out, right?
Oh, yeah, we
Okay.
want our streets clean. They need
They'll still
to be
come out.
cleaned.
That's all I want to know. Come out, clean the house.
And then I did talk to Walco, and they're going to bring out the 2 dumpsters for the spring cleanup day, so that they'll be available on Saturday, May 31st. That's been agreed upon. And I wanted to let you know, I attended a budget training session from Nez Perce County in Moscow on May 6th, and the training was conducted by the Idaho Tax Commission. And I found the training was very informative and a beginning step for me in learning about budgets to prepare me for the fiscal year 2015 budget process. At the training, they brought up about the House bill that we had been talking about that we didn't know the number, and I have the number now, HB 560, and it's the bill that's going to require cities to submit copies of their audits to the legislative state office. And it's going to be effective January 1st, 2015. And the deadline for getting in your city audit will be 3/1/2015. So that gives you some dates to keep in mind. And then
Yeah, I thought we had longer than that. It's next year.
effective January 1st, 2015, yeah. So I have talked to Mitch Marks at Fresno Gage regarding resuming the audits. And he was concerned that we followed through this time, and I assured him that we would, because we need to complete our audits and get current on our audits, especially with the new House bill looming on the horizon. He will send us out a new engagement letter, and he wanted to know if we wanted to do 1 year at a time rather than the 2 years that had been set up. But I kept with the program of doing 2 years at once to keep it moving forward. He had asked about the status of the adjusting journal entries, and that is the part that I think that kind of got bogged down. And so I told him I'd work with our past to see where she was, to see if she can show us where Carol and I need to start resuming on getting those done. Those adjusting journal entries need to be done before you can then submit the information and go forward with the next 2 years, which would be 2010 and 2011.
So is he thinking this is feasible? I mean, that's just 2011.
2010 and 2011, then we have 2 more years.
And we have 12
before
and
the current.
13.
Can it be done? Is it feasible, like Joanna said, is it feasible? Do you think we could?
I can't see we have to do it, and so we will do it. And if it takes more hours, that we have to work to get things done.
That's my point.
But
Do we need to?
we will work with that.
We'll have to.
And
So we've got 6 months. Well, actually, we have till March. They're giving you that far.
2015 to submit the fiscal year.
What can we do to help you?
Give her more hours a day.
It's either we do it.
Is there anything else we can do to help you?
Support us, encourage us, and we're just beginning to get back with them. If something comes up, we will come to you. But Carol and I are getting ready to kind of get a little brush-up training on adjusting journal entries so that we're set to go. If Sharon can't come in to kind of get us on track with where things were left off, the CPA volunteered that I could mail him what was done, and he takes someone at a lower billable rate than himself to go through it and then say, here's where you are, go forward here, this is what you need.
Because I think she's got a couple of things coming up,
Yeah, and so you have the 2 options to get it going, and that's the first step, and we just need
What do you think we should
to
do?
get that done. At least do a phone call and see where she's at, and then if not, get it over to the CPA right away and have them set us up to where we are. Mitch explained that he can't do the work, that he can point us in the right direction on what we need to do once he's got that determined.
And I remember what part of the agreement with our new employer for 90 days was if you need her for extra hours, go ahead and do it. Whatever you
That's what we
decide.
did.
And she's on board with that.
Yeah.
Let's get the audit going, and so
Until we get those
we're on
audits.
to that next
Is there
step.
anything else we can do to help you?
At this point, I don't know of anything, but if something comes up, I will let you all know. At this point. And that's it from my city clerk report. Thank you.
Thank you. Maintenance.
All right, we had clean water samples for the months of March and April. The leak that we had found was about 10,000 gallons a day, and it was right in the middle of the road, and it's been there for we don't know how long, and it never showed itself. And With the water we've been pumping, I still believe we're pumping about 2 million gallons a month more than we should. So if we could get them leaks found, a correlator would pay for itself in no time.
What have we done to try to find the leaks now, though?
Get out there and find them.
No, I'm just asking.
No, you're telling me to.
No, I just ask you.
I got the same resources you got. I got nothing.
Can't we rent one?
You can. They're $500 a week.
Okay, there you go.
That's better than buying
There's an
one.
option.
The city of Lewiston said a town this size with one of those, they'd probably do in 2 days.
There you go. $1,000, I'd be willing to pay $1,000 to find
Well,
the leaks.
that's
That's
2 weeks.
$500 a week.
500 a week.
Very.
Have you done any valve checks between or any isolation attempts?
Oh, yeah, we have a little. We're just getting started again this spring.
Where have you checked so far?
We know we got one between Watson Street and the Lower Well House.
Are you mapping it out so we know when to go back?
Yeah. imagine the others.
We know there's one between Watson Street and the Lower
But are you
Well
mapping it
House.
out to where you're gonna go again?
We have a map, we go between valves. If you want to come in, we'll go level with you,
I'd love to.
anytime. All right, we had the starter go out in the pickup. We replaced the starter and the battery cable that had some broken clips on it. We've been picking up nails and screws off the streets with the magnet that we got. We've gotten over a half a bucket full. We cleaned the chlorine contact chamber. We pumped the sludge out and power washed the walls. We've had Roto-Rooter come do this before, but with 2 of us, we were able to do it ourselves. We began mowing, spraying, and weed eating. Okay, the backflow preventer in the sprinkler system was leaking. We got it out and got a new one. Then we found a broken valve. We've got a new valve and replaced it. We just checked it today and got the sprinkler system all up and running. The chlorine pump at the lagoons quit working. We ordered a new one, got it in, got it reprogrammed for the 4 to 20 milliamps. Got it up and running, and then the lower one quit running. We tried rebuilding it. We can get it to pump for a while, but because it'll sit there and pump and then quits for 4 hours to 8 hours before it pump again, it loses its prime and we can't get it to pump, so we're gonna have to get a new chlorine pump from there. Did we order it?
It's been
And
ordered
we
on
got
2
it
to 3
ordered.
business days.
We've been grading the roads, getting them prepared for the dust control. Tom Parkman came down and replaced the effluent draft that went out in the last power surge.
I need to interrupt. The roads that you're getting ready for dust control, do we know exactly which roads we are going to put dust control on?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we are going to ensure that gravel is on the roads that dust control is going to be applied to?
Where we are going to put gravel, yes.
No, where are you going to put the dust control?
It's
You
a
can't put dust
two-step
control
process.
on dirt.
But
They're not.
And we won't.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
No, they only do it on the paved roads.
No, on the gravel
The
roads.
gravel roads.
The dust, excuse me, yes.
The gravel roads, it will soak into the gravel roads, like with the hard ones like there are.
No, I'm just asking. We're going to make sure we have gravel on the roads that need dust control.
We're gonna work on
Because you can't put it on dirt.
We're working on the coordination of it. When we get to dust abatement, I have a report, but as you said, the first step of the process is to do the grading, because after you put down the dust abatement, it hardens up the roads. You're not doing grading. So you do the grading, you bring in the gravel, then
Right.
we bring in whoever is determined to be the winner of the bids process tonight.
Correct.
They will come in and put down the dust abatement.
But
So
do we
it's
know which roads are getting dust abated?
all gravel roads.
Okay, so we haven't done what we need to do, because there's still not gravel on some of the roads that are getting, look at Pops Light and there's trailer court up there.
That's his, he doesn't get it, that's his private road.
There's, no, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. I'm not sticking up for any road one way or the other, but if you're gonna put dust control on any of the roads, and if it's a city road, it needs to be maintained before we put the dust abatement on it.
That's why he was grading, right?
Right. Now, do you know which roads you are grading and which roads we're putting dust abatement on?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a map of it and how long it's gonna take? How long it's
No,
gonna
I do
take?
not.
Do you know which
No, I do
roads?
not.
You do not know which roads?
No.
So,
I'm tired of your shit, is what I'm tired of.
I'm just asking a question. Do you know which roads?
No.
He has answered that question.
Okay, so, do you want somebody else to help you with the roads? How can we help you get the right roads?
You shut up.
Well, that's apparent, but how can we help you get the roads? Because I know of one road in particular that hasn't been done. And if we're gonna put it on there, we're wasting our money, and you're not doing your job.
I would suggest that if there are roads that you would like recommended to make sure they're not overlooked,
Absolutely.
call City
Rick,
Hall, give
Would
us
you
the
help me with,
information.
it's
Yeah.
the city
You
road.
asked a question, she's answering
I'm
it. Did you
answering,
pay
call City
attention?
Hall,
I
give
am.
us the
Thank you very much.
information.
No, you wasn't.
Well, do your job.
I am. We'll move on.
Move on.
Do you have anything else?
Nope, that is it.
Fire department.
Almost clean.
We had a leak in our pump on our city fire truck, which was due to a lot of use we had during the bar fire. Last Saturday on 5/10, Ken Bingman, who's the certified pump repairman, he came down and he redid our pump packing, which was loose, so that's been taken care of. That was done just this last weekend, Saturday. So that's been taken care of. We'll get a small bill for that.
We refilled the truck today too.
Yeah, and I should have quit leaking pretty much.
Yeah, it did.
Good. We've got the batteries that we requested for the last time with the radio batteries that we were splitting between the city and the QRU. So we've got those, and we will, once the QRU gets the bill, we'll get the money right back to the city. So I do believe we got kind of a good deal on them. They were doing some checking, and I think how many we get? We basically, you buy 3, you get 1 free or something like that. So actually, the money, it was a lot better than what we originally figured. So, but those have arrived, and we split the radios up. The radio batteries. The brush pump, the truck that's down behind the quick response unit, which is the county's. I've talked to Ron Hall, the fire chief, and he's working on trying to get another pump together so we can put that on that one. That pump that's on it is basically a trash pump, and it's just not working well for what it needs to be. So he's working on that.
We also need a battery for that pickup.
Okay. Battery for that vehicle. Okay. Also, probably within the next 3 weeks to a month, they'll be doing pump testing, which is required by the state fire code for our fire trucks. And Tim Bigman, who does that too, said he can bring his pump testing equipment right out here, so we don't have to take our vehicles out of service, and they can pump test both the county and the cities. Of course, we would pay for the cities, and the county would pay theirs. So if that's okay with the council, we'll go ahead and get that going. It's going to be about approximately 3 weeks to a month, but that's something that's really required, so we know where we're standing. We have a good truck, and we just need to keep it that way. We've been doing some training, air pack training, in our meetings. The guys are coming along pretty good. That showed that we had some air bottles that are needing hydro testing, and that's just a standard deal that every 5 years for metal you have to have them hydro tested, and every 3 years for composite bottles. So we'll be going through some of those, so we'll have up-to-date air bottles that we can exchange and put on our air packs after training. So I do not have a price on that. It's very minimal, but I will get a price for you. We've got some new gentlemen in the fire department, and they have no turnouts, and I don't, does everybody have this before?
No, sir, I gave Noreen
Okay.
and you.
We've by the way, Brian Bolar is now the new assistant chief. He elected he would do that, which really makes me happy. So,
Who used to be our,
pardon? David.
who used to be, oh, David Cadell?
Dave Brits.
Okay, there's the guy, good.
Only for 15 years, I don't know why he quit.
I was just
Or
curious.
was it 20?
I don't know. He was after me. So.
He was there when I started.
But anyway, we need some turnout equipment, and we have some quotes from General Fire. This is for some boots, rubber boots, which really are needed in the fire scene. We were looking at 3 of them, and that's about $450 is what they're asking for that. We need to get 6 Nomex hoods. These are the hoods that go over the head and the neck after you put your hat on. It's for fire protection. It keeps you from burning inside. And then 6 sets of fire gloves, which is $594 for that total. So about a total of the 2 of them together is about $1,044. We'd like to bring that forward to the council for authorization if we could. And
How many new guys did we get?
we have 3.
We got 3 and they're gonna be good guys?
Well, hopefully so.
We hope.
I mean, can't guarantee anything, but these are aggressive young people, which I really like to see, and they're really interested in training. We have not got a training system yet. We're just doing it internally until we can get the people to be able to do that training. But they're very.
Are they all like 3 of them that live right here down?
Unfortunately, they don't live in the valley, in the area here. They live up on the hill, but
Oh,
they've
okay.
responded to about every fire we've ever had. And done that.
They're close though.
Yeah, they're close, probably 20 miles.
You know, we have another fire
Close
over
enough.
near Peck. It will be perfect. They'll get up to be the first one there.
They're very aggressive young people, but what I like about them a whole lot is that they're very safety conscious, and that's what we need to look at. Number one is
Very,
safety.
very sharp
Dependable.
mechanically
Yes,
too. They're really aware of
Yes,
pump
yes,
and
they are.
equipment. They're farm boys.
Yep, good old farm boys that work pretty hard. So,
I don't think we have to make a motion, do we?
I don't
The
think so.
money's
We're
in-
gonna approve it. If it's there.
They
You-
have money in their account.
There's plenty of money in your account.
If you think it's the right thing to do, that's when we should do it.
They came, when it was something that was, a higher expense, they came to us once before and the council made a motion to approve it.
We have to take your opinion of our fire chief.
Well, all right.
If he thinks we need it, we need it.
if we don't, the people that don't have turnouts, we cannot use them in the fire field. I mean, for structure fire, we don't want to put these young people inside the building yet anyway until they get their training. But even on the fire field, we need to house them under protection. So that's what we're trying to do. Fortunately, in the past, we got some grants for several turnouts, and unfortunately, that's not available right now. So hopefully, maybe down the road, we can get some grants to do the turnout coats and pants. But right now, this will get us going and get some protection for those people that are out there.
I'd entertain a motion.
I second it.
Oh, you entertain motion, meaning you wish for a motion. I make a motion that we have the fire chief purchase what he needs for the amount roughly up to, 1,000 plus or plus to that.
1,044, it sounded like we wouldn't pay tax, so, from the quote we got.
That's my motion. Do we have
I second it.
you second?
I already did.
You already did. All right.
And we gotta look, he knows what we need. We gotta,
Motion carried.
I think that's everything I have for from the fire department, unless you guys have any questions.
I do. On the rubber insulated boots, do they just basically come in a one size?
No, they're multiple sizes. I think what you showed there were number 7s, if I remember correctly.
TG 807.
But they come in different sizes. We've got some bigger boots that we have here, but unfortunately, when they got some size 7, 8 feet and put them in size 11, 12, he'd become a tripping hazard right off the bat. Of course, you get my age, it's a tripping hazard anyway, just to walk. So, I think those were number 7.
One quick question, did you get any report on the final fire damage on the bar, whether it's structural
I have
problems
not.
or is that out of your?
It's out of my area. All my information was given to the insurance company, and I met with them. Well, it was either 3 or 4 days after the fire, and I've not heard anything from them since.
Okay, so I just,
I have a question. Is that a common wall between the library and the bar?
That's what I was getting at.
So if the bar has to be torn down?
That wall could stay, but if the total bar had to be torn down, I would suspect that they would have to put up another wall right
A
next to
second
that.
retaining wall?
Yeah, that wall wouldn't come down. That would stay for the
Okay.
other building. But there again, I'm not sure what the insurance companies or whoever has the authority of what they have planned to do.
From my understanding, talking to the owner, they plan to do what repairs are needed. The inside of the bar part was not really structurally damaged.
It was not structurally damaged at all. We had smoke damage in there, of course.
Right.
But the structural damage was from that, there again, another center wall, which is basically just like the one on.
Yeah, the one went like this, and they had the beams that went across into the bar.
Right. But I mean, what that wall there was just like the one that's on the library side. So that wall was stayed intact. So everything from there to, to the west is what would be affected with this. Yes.
So they,
Was there any-
forward,
oh, sorry.
they cleaned out the bar, all the debris. They have worked on getting architectural drawings, and they're going to be meeting with our building inspector to go over that and start the steps on rebuilding. But for Shebang Days, they had originally talked about doing a tent outside on the property, but in reviewing inside the bar, they're going to have the building inspector inspected, and if he will sign off for 1-day permit to occupy the building, then they'll have their cell liquor in the bar on Shebang Days rather than tent.
If they get the authorization from the inspector, I don't have anything.
Nothing we can do about that.
Right.
My other question was, the cleanup where it went for Shebang Days, is that going to be roped up? Say they didn't get it cleaned off. Are we going to be able to make sure that's roped off? Because we got the big garbage container, and we have all because there's going to be a lot of people running around out there.
well, that's her problem to make the fence up.
We can't legally block your building.
Well, I didn't say block the bill. What I mean is, we make it
You
safe
want the yellow caution tape.
yeah, for the kids running around or whatever, just to save our butt. If it's not our problem, then we don't worry about it.
This is her private property.
Okay, as long as it's not our problem, we don't worry about
Right.
it.
The unfortunate thing about good old yellow tape is that even for adults, it's fun to just lift it up and pull it and stretch it and break it.
I just want to make
It's
sure
the same
that
thing, but-
we're not in trouble for
Our
anything.
angels.
Any other questions for the fire department?
Good job.
We almost had a quiet fire month.
Almost.
We almost did. Unfortunately, we had a fire out on the highway that was involving an unloaded semi that his brakes were burning going uphill.
No,
So evidently, he had some kind of malfunction with the brakes locking up, and so that's what it was. But that was taken care of, and of course, no damage to any of our stuff. So we almost had a free fire
Almost
month.
clean.
Almost, yes.
Well, that's 2 in a row. Gary, you better watch it.
Bevka did come down, and the QRU had a piece of paper that said, Culdesac is here, what highway signs were this way and what highway signs were that way. And she put one in each one of the fire trucks. And I'm sorry, I drew a blank that morning on which way.
So we,
What she's suggesting, what we've done in Prince PRU, is it's, you get up early in the morning or whatever, and all of a sudden they say milepost 292
South.
southbound. Was 292 southbound or is it 290 northbound? You see what I'm saying? So what we did is we built up this little list of where those numbers are. So if it says 292, you know that it's northbound, because 290 is Culdesac, 285 is the county line. So it's just something,
I wrote that down on my log. I think that said 286 is the county line. Is it 285? 285 is the county line. So that is written at the bottom of my log. And every time I call out the people, I date it. And I check off that I call everybody. On the backside, I write the date, where it was, and what it was, either a fire meeting or a call. So we know if everybody's called.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for your help.
covering.
They called me down the store and said that they were getting gas down there before they went up to the, whatever it was. I have no idea what the hell it was. They said they're getting gas before they're going up there. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know which vehicle that would have been, but I don't think it was county, was it?
No, they turned around.
no.
That's what they did. They went
We
up.
went out headed the wrong direction.
Oh, that's
So
what
it's
happened.
like, well, wait a second,
They
we went down that way, and I only went back up that way.
Well, I take some blame for that, because I said, I think it's that way.
It's
Because I thought we were too
The whole thing of it
85.
is, it happens.
Well, how the hell are you going to supposed to within a 1 mile? I mean,
Well, and you sit there and think about it, well, that highway's going east and west right here, but it's north and south according to what the road actually goes to.
Now, doesn't it start at 0 in Boise and end up,
I don't
I
remember
think
that.
it does.
I think that's
Out
why
at
we're
the state
290
line.
here.
Yeah,
Remember,
state
290
line.
is cul-de-sac, 293 is Jocksburg. I noticed that when I turned around. I won't mention it was going the wrong direction.
That's the only thing I.
293 is Jacksburg.
Yeah, there's one right there at 293, so that makes it easier for
It does,
them.
and it's just something that happens. It's not the big thing. It unfortunately makes us go the wrong way one time or the other, and that's happened with quick response units. So that's why we built that little. It's just a tool to use. So
I need everywhere I can get.
Now, that bridge we burned down, I remembered afterwards, was 284. When we had the big bridge fire up there, I remember the 284 after I turned around.
284. That was that's in.
That was up there,
That was in Lewis
just
County.
past the Lewis, when we took the truck up there.
285, which is right on that corner, is the county line.
And that's where the bridge got on fire after we left. Of course, we couldn't do anything about it. Now we'll remember, so everybody's got it in there. Till the next one.
Yep.
One disadvantage of only having a fire every 6 months is you forget a lot.
Age helps.
you ain't got time to push a button on your phone and go, okay, there's the GPS, we're going this way.
I don't have GPS.
Your never mind.
Was there any report from Sheriff's Office? Did you have anything yet?
No.
Thank
You
you.
guys have nothing? Okay.
Thanks,
Okay, have a
Gary.
good night.
Thank you.
I don't see the sheriff here tonight, so, and I haven't heard from them this evening.
Unfinished business.
I will say one thing about the sheriff thing. I can speak for him. We had one
They're very good lately.
grand theft auto from right past Jacksburg.
Oh, really?
Yep, and they ended up at the store, and they arrested him right up on the hill. He stole, what the hell was his name? Neil Heisterman's pickup truck, and they caught him, blah, blah, but they caught him in cul-de-sac right on the hill.
They're here a lot.
Grand theft.
Had presence.
Yeah, very visible, the county and the tribal police.
But we did have one that I know of. That's a lot, I don't know one. Two? Oh yeah, we had two, I guess. We did have two. We had two.
Yeah.
Kylie Payne.
That's not ours.
Kylie Payne was another one that was eluding. I do know that one.
Made the mistake.
Yeah, made the newspaper.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's move on to unfinished business. Smith Auto, update on youth program.
How you guys doing?
Look at it. Gotta get the right minutes.
Good?
I'm doing pretty fair.
Okay, all right.
I've seen them.
Give you guys an update on what's going on since the last time I came down and asked for use of the facility for these kids. It's been about 2 months now, been 8 times I think we've been in here. 8th time was last Saturday night. Missed one Saturday since then, but through just the kids talking, sharing, and moving around town and talking about what's going on Saturday nights, are getting pretty excited. We've been averaging about 12, 15 kids. Had one night where we had 18 and had 24 total between parents showing up to get their kids and a couple different things. So we've done pretty well. I mean, actually, as far as overall what I expected, I think it almost exceeds my expectations. But we're moving in a direction where, like I said, I know it can grow even more because most of these nights that we've had, we haven't had the same group of kids every single night. It's been
New kids?
kind of it's been a lot of similar kids, but some kids one night, other kids another night. You know, we've got I've got 16 kids that have signed off on the waiver, and I need to make a list. I want to make a list of it and have all their names, everything put together with addresses, phone numbers. And there's 10 more, up to about 10 more, I believe, that have the flyer that haven't given to me. So we got to get those back in, and so I need to get a list where we're current on all the kids coming and going, so they're covered on the waiver part of the deal. Obviously, that's probably the most important part to you guys as far as what's covered there. You know, who's in the gym. Haven't had anybody get hurt. It's been pretty safe. You know, we've been playing basketball, we've been playing wiffle ball, been playing golf. We had pizza night, one night, so that was good. There's a photo in there of me mopping up after pizza night because we had pizza and pop, and that was all done in the gym.
Did you hold them up? Or did you make the kids do it?
I held them up. See, this is a training process, and as we get to that part, last Saturday night we were teaching how to sweep the room, do the gym before and afterwards, and I was teaching another kid how to use the mop because he was just slopping it around. And I said, all my time at Wendy's have taught me, how to use a mop, and so I was showing him how to use a mop. So we've been making a lot of progress on that. I've been documenting all of it. Those are every single photo that we've had of the gym as far as every night we do a team photo. Saturday night, though, we had kind of 2 groups show up, and younger ones, a lot of girls, we played baseball, had a great time. And then as some of them shifted out, another one called me. One of the kids called me. He's got my phone. He called me up. Played baseball with him last summer. He calls me up at 9:15 and wants to know if we're still in the gym. And I said, we are, but we're about ready to check out. He says, hey, I was hoping I could come down. I said, well, come on down. That's what I'm here for. And so we ended up being here till 10:45 on Saturday night with maybe 4 other kids. It was Desmond and Marcel's sister. And let's see who else we have. Isaiah and Dakota and Jameson was the one that was left. So, like I said, it's been really successful. These kids are really having a good time. So, but moving forward with all this stuff, just kind of some updates going on. Got some things donated. The meeting room has not really been used too much at all. We've been out in the gym mostly. But we started to kind of move in here a little bit and start to talk to kids, open up some dialogue with these kids. And that's really kind of what this thing's all about, getting the physical activity, but starting to work on them as far as being members of this community, understanding their responsibility, not just running wild through the streets, So with that being said, we've got the internet in here now. So we have access to the internet. I brought my laptop down here. I was able to log on, but my laptop's pretty much a junker, so it kicked me off pretty quick, But I was able to get on and log on and stay on when my computer was on. So with that being said, also, I got donated a computer, got donated a printer, or not a printer, but a computer, a monitor. For this, it's basically the city's, but it will be for
for showing movies. We got a projector that we got to get all this stuff. We got to try to get all this stuff figured out and how it's all going to work. But I think we got it all together. But we got a computer, we got a keyboard, we got a mouse. We got basically what we need, to show these kids, some videos, start talking about music, start talking about a lot of different things. So,
Did the computer work?
I haven't done anything yet. I haven't even looked. So Bill's the guy that helped me out with the computer.
During the summertime, is there anything we are going to be able to do for the kids and utilize this whole facility that you're doing now during the daytime?
Absolutely.
To keep these kids
Absolutely.
out of trouble and give them something to do.
That's
what are we going to be able to do during
Well, that's the direction we're
daytime?
heading. That's why I'm here today, is just to talk about that next step as far as moving forward with that. I just kind of wanted to sum up kind of what was happening here and then move on to the next step. Let's see. One of the nights, sheriff came by out here. Drove on by, stopped out here, seen the door open, had his dog there. 5 or 6 of the kids all congregated out there to see him. I wondered what was going on, walked out there, introduced myself, let him know what was going on. And he let me know, his name is Officer Chris Brown, I believe was his name. And he let me know that, hey, you want me to come out and talk to these kids anytime? I'd be more than happy to put on a presentation for you guys. Whatever you guys want, just let me know ahead of time. So trying to build that bridge, between the sheriff's department and these kids out here, because it's almost like a war zone with these guys, So we're trying to build a rapport there, and I think that's coming. Let's see. I did a lot of scribbling here. That's usually what I do. But anyways, so we did make the paper. For all you guys who got a water bill, that was, I think, the first or second night, talking about a local man with a heart. We got... I'm gonna do a follow-up with Larry as well, so we can get some more information in there. But he's got my phone number in there wrong, which was my old phone number. I have a cell phone now. Got my landline like a lot of people have. And but I'm gonna do a follow-up with Larry so that we can get some more, publicity on this. But I did up a little folder. The reason I did this is because a lot of these kids have been in trouble out here, and there's a few of them still in trouble, obviously, a few of them that have not been able to attend, but I've been trying to work with them, been trying to work with the court systems to see if we can get these kids, to understand that we're building a program out here, that it's, that we're trying to make it respectful and trying to get these kids up to speed. With this being said, what's going on down here, I have a meeting Wednesday with the school board up there to use their facility, so we may be able to get the big gym to use. I'll have that meeting Wednesday night, so I've got a kind of a slideshow for those guys.
During the summertime too?
Well, I'd like to do Saturday nights up there in the bigger gym when we can to use the facility, depending on how many people we have, what's showing up. Like I said, it's a lot bigger as far as what we're doing. What we're doing here is great, though. I mean, like I said, I'm not leaving this area at all. I don't want to say, oh, hey, thank you guys, we're moving on to school.
I'm just curious because, during the summertime, there's a lot of kids that run around and have nothing to do.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times it causes problems because they have nothing to do.
It does. And
So what can we do to get the kids?
Well, we're getting there. We're heading there. We're heading there. So, Gem State Community with Bill, like I said, he's been really awesome helping me out with some situations here. Like I said, the computer, getting all that stuff done. We're going to try to get that movie night going for him and see how that works out. Something else I'm going to try to do is, I love wiffle ball. I think it's a great sport. I think anybody can play it. We're trying to get a hold of a place up in Spokane called the Hutton Settlement. It's an orphanage. And I'm going to see if I can get some of the kids to go up there, and we're going to see if we can set up a wiffle ball tournament this summer with those kids in the orphanage at the Hutton Settlement. So trying to build some things here. The internet and having that computer down here is going to give us access to a pretty large world. But we want to use that computer also to try to help these kids to create their own programs as well, that we can do. Just so much stuff that we can do there. The competition level, though, these guys, when they play sports, it's more monkey ball than it is basketball. A lot of shoving, a lot of pushing. I'm trying to teach them that there's a rhythm to it, So anyways, but what I'm looking at is, like I said, the biggest reason I wanted to get down here and get into this gym is to get the kids off the streets, to start talking to them, give them a little bit of physical activity, get them off of their computer at home, bring them down here, physical activity, get them into the room and start talking about some things. Okay, and that's starting to happen. It's been 8 months, or it's been eight weeks now, and that's starting to happen. Okay?
think about something like for shebang days? You said that wiffle ball thing and all that. You ever think about maybe having a wiffle ball thing on shebang days, utilize the field down there, the wiffle ball kids, and get some parents and kids or whatever? It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like I say, and part of it is, I mean, the biggest part is though is just creating that that repetition with these kids, giving them that part, you know, and then and like I said, having them come up with programs, you know, bring it to them. You know, I can't force them to do anything.
Maybe on shebang night, they get a DJ or something, play their music.
But just just playing wiffle ball, baseball game or something down there, get the local kids and
Absolutely.
get enough parents. And it'd also give them something to look forward to instead of maybe causing trouble or not having nothing to do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the biggest thing. There's nothing to do, and that's the reason why we started this. So here's where I'm going with all of this stuff. Basically, little town my brother lives in, Okanagan, Washington, right? In the last month, and like I said, this is serious because there's a lot of this stuff going on out there. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of issues, a lot of drug abuse across the board. I mean, thank God we haven't dealt with what he's dealing with. But in the last month up there, he's seen two overdoses, drug overdoses, and one suicide in the last month. And he's been 3 kids, and they've all been between the ranges of 16 and like 22. I mean, right there, you know. And so, I mean, that's pretty serious, and that's why I'm trying to get these kids where we can talk to them, we can share with them, we can get them moving forward. So why I'm here tonight and what I'm asking for is that if I can get a key to where I can have access to this facility 24/7, to where, I mean, I'm not going to be using it 24/7, obviously, because I have a full-time job and I'm up on that hill and coming down the hill, and, so I have some long days, but I just want to have the availability here to do that. And as well, so one of the other issues that have come up through this is a couple kids out here that I know they have a hard time working with other kids. And so to come into this environment on a Saturday night's been difficult for them, because there's a bunch of kids running around and they're like, okay, that's not me, or I have issues with some of these other kids. And I've offered to work with these kids on kind of an individual basis, but obviously with their parents being involved with that, But to be able to come in here and to be able to do some of the things I'm doing on a Saturday night with some of these other kids. And I don't want to say don't have the opportunity, but at the moment don't have the ability, to do that mentally, physically, whatever that may take. So basically what I'm asking for is for 24/7, where I could have a key myself, obviously let Noreen know, or, whatever's going on, to where I'm just not coming and going. But to open up that door to where if there is a kid out there that is in trouble, and we have access to a situation like this, I think that we can help them immensely, and not have what's going on up in Okanagan. But, yes, sir.
We do have a key box on the door out here, and we can give you the code to that, and I can get you through the door and into here.
Okay, like I said, that's up to you guys. I mean,
that's what most of us use. I don't have a key. So.
Yeah. So, but that, like I said, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm asking for that to start.
Your office is always locked.
Right.
Yes, it's always locked.
Yeah, it'd just be kind of.
Yeah, my office is locked, and we.
And the fire chief's office is locked.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we got it open right now. It's,
Well, yeah, we need to do it.
Yeah, and I did discover that too. That when I look and I do after I'm done, I always do a perimeter. Make sure everything's locked up there. Bathrooms are cleaned up. There's not a mess. This and that. But I obviously, like I said, kids are curious. I'm always trying to watch and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I do agree. Like I said, I mean, there needs to be a lot more programs available to them. Obviously, I think this is just one of them. Summertime, obviously. I'm off. How my schedule works this summer. I'm off at the start of June. I'm off in July, and that whole week that I'm off in July, I'm going to be available. I'm going to be around, and I'd like to open this up and let the kids know. That, hey, we're not just doing Saturday night, on this week, I'm going to make sure I'm doing this night, and this night, to where give them as many options as I can. So, but like I said, it's been extremely successful so far, and it's been a slow mover. But like I said, when you look at those pictures right there, my brother Stan, he says, how many kids you got out there? I said, you're looking at most of them, So,
Yeah, these are town kids.
Yeah.
These kids that live in town. I mean, we might start pulling some of the kids that live out that ride the buses and stuff.
We may. Something else as well that's been really awesome is you guys know about the See Up on the Hill. And I'm kind of like the brainchild behind that, because I can't.
I just noticed it today. When did you do it?
Well, I didn't do it. I said,
Cassie did it.
Yeah.
That was part of her senior project.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I got
Gun hole lady.
So it just happened. It hasn't been there a
Last
while.
week.
so I've got some more pictures, and we're moving along with another
You're doing
project.
something too.
I am, yeah, and we've been doing ours for quite a while, and basically what had happened up there, I contacted Melanie about that, up there, and I said, hey, I'd like to do something with the kids, Well, everybody around here, when they look at all of our town kids, say, boy, I sure don't want, yeah, I'm kind of uncomfortable with that, And I understand, where she's going. I mean, I'm wanting to drag as many kids up that hill as I can, and do something. So, she said, well, we'll get back to you. A couple weeks later, she got back to me and said, well, we thought it over, and we've got a girl. It's kind of been a senior project, although it hasn't been done for so many years.
A lot of years.
Kind of fell off, she said. I said, yeah, like really fell off. And she said, no, she had a girl, that was going to do it. And I told her, I said, well, I'm disappointed, but you know what? I said, it's getting done. And I said, I'm going to work on my project regardless of what you're doing with yours. I'm working on one. So we're working on one. So we've got some kids, they're doing another project as well, but there's just so many, there's endless possibilities for these kids.
Well, and I mentioned to you something for the parade.
Right, yeah.
And
I'm not sure, like I said.
it's a commitment to figure out what to do. And
My commitment, I'll put in as much time with these guys as I can. I showed up the other night, when they showed, a kid calls me up on my phone at 9:15. It's Marcel. Hey, are you guys gone? I'm here for you guys. If you guys want to stay in here till midnight, I'll be here till midnight with you guys because they need that. They're not on the street like that. The sheriff's not running around doing that. So, and with that, last Saturday night, it was. I saw my mom in Pullman, and I said, look, I'm going to be busy Sunday. I know it's Mother's Day. If you want to come to the gym tonight, come to the gym tonight. My mom showed up. She's 74 years old, and I was throwing curveballs at my mom out here. And it was awesome, and everybody said, wow, this is your mom, And so they couldn't believe my mom showed up, So we're making headway. It's been a slow process, though, like I said, but in 8 weeks, we've made huge ground. And these kids, like I said, the first couple nights they're coming in here, man, they're just wild. But now they're starting to understand there's a little bit of a program here, when you got to tell them to quiet down out there, they'll quiet down a little bit. So it's being successful. I just want to take it to another level and have it available to them. Movie nights.
Take it to another level. If we pretend we have double the amount of kids.
Absolutely.
Pretend we have that.
Yeah.
Where do we get more supervision?
Well, that's just,
I'm just asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do we get it? Where do we draw it from?
Well, we just draw from parents, the people in this community, Something else that I may do, and I'm just looking at this right now, and I'm going to check into this, but, obviously when you start looking at kids, and you start saying, okay, where's the problem? Why do we have this situation? Well, then you got to go to the parents. You got to start, that's your next step.
99% of the problem
You
is
go to the parents, right? So something that I'm considering right now, I go to the prison every Tuesday night with my brother. I go up there with him to the prison on Tuesday nights, and we put on a program up there. I'm thinking that maybe the next step in this, maybe Tuesday nights, telling my brother, hey, dude, I love going to the prison with you because I really do. It's me and my oldest brother, and we get to spend that time together in the prison together. But if need be for this community, I may put on that type of program here on Tuesday nights for the adults, and I think that would be a huge step, and just see what kind of draw we have there. But if we have a projector, if I have a computer like we have, I can put on the exact same program I put in that prison here. Obviously the town people aren't in prison, but it's all a lot of critical thinking stuff is all it is, and so that may be the next step. So there's your volunteers, there's your people. I've had volunteers with me. There was only one night where it showed up. You seen the picture with me and the two girls. That was our team photo. That was the end of the night. We had 3 other boys in here, and we had a little bit of a situation. And one of the boys decided to have an attitude, and I said, look, you don't have to be here. And he said, fine, I'm not going to be here, and he took off. Well, then the 2 little kids that were, kind of like, tag along, they took off with him, so the 2 girls were left standing there, and they were just crushed. They said, are we done? I said, we're just starting, and so we played, and I know both their parents are great. They were so thankful that I would spend that time with them and help them, and so, but yeah, more supervision obviously is needed, as we grow, and as we grow, like I said, I'm going to need a bigger facility. the gym up there to put on.
Well, not bigger, just different opportunities.
Well, and we can split them up as well. We can put half of them in here. We can do some movie stuff and some internet stuff in here. We can have the older ones out there playing hoops. I've been trying to experiment though so far, just seeing how it works, of having a cutoff for the littler ones because we got a lot of the littler ones showing up, and it's hard for the bigger kids to play any kind of physical, aggressive competition out on the court when you got all the little kids running around. So I say, okay, 7 to 8:15 is everybody's time. And then it breaks off at 8:15. Okay, you little ones, if you guys want to stay and hang out, that's fine, but you're over here, let's let these kids play hoop or whatever, so.
Basically, what you're trying to start is a miniature Boys and Girls Club.
Pretty much.
That's just my opinion.
It is, no, it is, it really is. But it's taken it to a new level as well. I mean, the Boys and Girls Clubs are incredible with what they're doing. And
Absolutely.
They are doing doing the computer work and different things, but I was part of the Boys and Girls Club, a volunteer program for a little while. And I'm just really, though, I want to get to the point to where I'm trying to prepare these kids to say, look, after 18, after Culdesac, after Facebook, trying to get them moving in that direction. And so far, it's been more of a physical activity thing going on here, and we haven't graduated, we haven't moved to that yet, but we're gradually moving in here now to this part. And that's where, like I say, the internet's going to be huge because it's going to give us music. I got a few things we can set up, and we can listen to music. We can break down their music, talk about their music, because music is such an incredible, powerful tool, so. But it's just trying to get them thinking. But it's exactly what it is. It's a Boys and Girls Club for sorts, but I'm trying to prepare them for more,
I have a couple of logistical things I've been wanting to bring up here. I've talked to Noreen. We would like to have one of those closets out there with put a lock on it separate from a city lock so we can store basketballs, nets, and stuff. And so you could think we can find room to get one of those 3 closets out there. I think we agreed we could find room. We'll get rid of the Christmas stuff, put it in the shebang shed or something. And the second thing is for smaller groups and stuff, this could be done. I know the city's got a lot to do this summer, but we could probably find people, and we could like to put eye hooks in the wall so we can run a badminton net. We were thinking we'd have standees on tires, but they're more trouble than they're worth. It's easier to tie a rope across. Do you see any problem with eye hooks in the walls? And so we do for a volleyball and a badminton net, whatever regulation is. So when we get to that and figure out what we want, we'll work one at a time, and we'll just find people to volunteer to do it. So the city don't have to worry about that either. We'll make sure they're nice and round eye hooks so there's not sharp edges and not at a head level if they bang into the wall or something. So anybody see any problem with that? Can we just basically go consensus with the locker room and
I'm in agreement with everything that has to do with getting the kids off the streets, period. Yeah.
And so that leads me to the council has a consensus to satisfy the key need, that giving the code to the lockbox so that he can have access.
I think I see nothing wrong with it, but you should clear it with you in case you have something scheduled.
Right.
Absolutely.
You've got my number, we can just be in communication on a situation like that.
Absolutely.
once in a while we have Saturday birthday groups and the Schetzel reunions and stuff, mostly around Christmas.
The Alzheimer's group didn't show up this week.
And I have the calendar of what events.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you think we could add to that we can get done right away? Just get you that locker to start with.
I think we're good. My mom gave me a really nice barbecuer. Think about being a barbecue down here. And like I said, I think it'll fit in that closet. I'll take home the propane tank though, so the propane tank won't be here, But that way, we can barbecue out on the sidewalk. I've got actually, people are hearing about this stuff going on. The Keebler guy came up and asked me about it the other day, and he said, "Well, are you feeding them?" I said, "Well, we have one. I mean, originally I wanted to feed them every time, that way we're going to bring in more of a draw. Obviously, they're going to say, hey, there's pizza down there, That's the start. Oh, there's pizza. We're heading down that way, and you get them that way. But
Yeah, Mom and Dad ain't got to feed them.
yeah, absolutely, But the Keebler guy said, hey, let me know next time I've got, a big box of stales, I'm going to give you, everybody
That'd be
knows.
good.
Huh?
That'd be good.
Yeah, so, there's people that are hearing what's going on already just through conversation, so.
But, and I think, as this thing can move forward, something else we talked about, and that's why I want to put it on the kids, to build a web page for them, and so they can communicate through that web page or through a Facebook per source of this, and to make it a good thing and more publicity, Next thing you know, you got kids in Clarkston saying, "What's going on in Culdesac? We're going out to Culdesac tonight." Because there's nothing to do in Clarkston. I mean, really, that can't happen.
Happening in town.
Happens
I
everywhere.
think I'll help you too.
Absolutely.
Honestly, but I think we should try to figure out something for shebang days.
Yeah, no,
Because it gets the kids, because there's a lot of things that go on during the day that these kids between teenage down to, say, 8,
Oh, yeah.
7,
Yeah.
don't have really a lot to do.
Right.
And if we can get them something they look forward to it all day, I'll help, I'll get with you.
absolutely.
And maybe we can put something together for
Yeah.
the kids, and I don't care if it's kids versus adults, or
We're not gonna argue about it.
a parent,
We're not gonna
son,
argue about it. We're not going to argue about anything.
I think we're all agreeing that's such a great.
No, I'm saying is, I think it'd be kind of fun,
Yeah,
just for a shebang day
absolutely.
thing.
No, you're right. And
We don't do anything for shebang days anymore anyway.
And
so-
I'm the type of guy that I can walk through town on that day. I'd like to. It'd be nice if I could prepare something. We'll see. I've just got a million things in my world going on besides this. But I can walk through town. I can have a bucket of balls. I can have a bat. I can round up 14 kids, and we can go down there and split up the teams, and we can have a simulated baseball game just like we did down in
So
Lapwell.
let's you and I get together about something different
All
about
right, yeah.
for that.
No, maybe we'll just, we'll
I
come
think
up
it'll
with
be
a little
fun.
something. We'll
Come
come
down
up
the
with
floor, we'll talk
say,
about it.
meet on this day, that's, yeah.
No, for sure, all shebang days.
Absolutely, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Get the word out, understand.
On board.
Did you have anything else to bring up?
No, I'm just, like I said, I'm thankful. I mean, I'm thankful for you guys, obviously, for letting me come in here and start this thing. Because as I said, if we can get some momentum going in the right direction, I really think it's going to take off. So,
I think it's pretty well taken off pretty good already, with 20 people, that's fantastic.
Well, we've got lots to cover tonight.
yeah, absolutely.
We'll move on to,
So, absolutely. Keypad, but I guess I'm good with a keypad. You guys voted on that then? Is that, that's good?
Yeah,
Okay, and I'll get with her on all the logistics of everything for
and
that.
I'll find a lock somewhere for that, and we'll get a key for you for one of the locks here.
Okay.
I got a bunch of extras at the apartment we can throw on, it doesn't need to be real secure.
And this really has, you and me have nothing really to do with this or nothing like
Yeah.
that. This is for-
No, well, it'd be
this is for
awesome.
some- This is for something fun to do.
Absolutely, I'm on board.
And these ideas work with him, but they don't need to be a general meeting thing, I don't think, all this details.
And I'm sorry to be so long-winded, that's who I am.
I've never been known to be that way.
okay, we'll go to Blosser Kane sewer water lines for second residence. Did you,
I put this on because John Glosser was going to contact the Nez County plumbing inspector or report back at this meeting. I see that you're here. Do you have a report?
Well, we had the inspector come out and he said everything was okay. We
For
got-
sewer, or what?
We went through for the electric on the inspector. Everything that we have to have inspected, we made contact with them.
Is it in writing? Do we
Is
have
that the
that?
paperwork?
I don't have it with me because I didn't think anything would be in the,
Well,
Yeah, we kept you on.
yeah, well,
so you can bring a copy of it up to her,
yeah.
Noreen.
Maria.
All the authorizations that they said was okay?
Yeah.
We just need that in writing from them.
Okay.
Do you have anything else, Chuck?
No.
We do with the trailers group, though, we still need you to come and pay the application fee that we discussed last month, which is looking like about $2,250 to connect the water line to your trailer from the sewer line to your
I
trailer.
understand that,
And
yes.
so when you get close to that point, come see me.
Right. Yep.
Okay, that would be great. And then we'll get the carts ordered, because give us some time between ordering the carts.
Well, you gotta give me time too.
And get our guys to dig the hole and stuff. So we'll coordinate, okay, Chuck?
Okay.
Okay.
Should be
That's
bringing it.
good.
I think we
Yeah, whatever we need to bring up, we need to bring up. I'm in agreement.
Chuck, it's $2,500 application fee.
I know that.
Okay, have you gone to community action to see if they can help?
No.
If they can help you?
No.
Could you do that?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, and see if they'll help you? I mean, they go through and they put windows in for everybody and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they can help you
Yeah.
out. I mean, I didn't want to do this in front of everybody, but,
No, that's fine. No.
I mean, I've been trying to figure out how to help you. And that was the only thing I could come up with was community action.
Well, I figured the bank.
I don't think, I just don't see that working.
Thanks for all our cutting dry.
See, the city can't do any of that financial stuff, that's just against the rules. You know, you
Yeah,
can't
but
carry
I
anything on contract.
For mortgage.
Oh,
They
that's true.
$10,000.
well, then, great, whatever works for you, we just hoping they.
Check with community action. So
Okay,
you would,
I'll do
and
that.
see if they can help you out anything, so you don't have to go to that step.
Okay.
Because they have been out here helping citizens.
They've
in our
done
community.
They're
a lot
cheaper to
of,
bank.
they've done a lot of things out here in the past.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll do that then.
thank you.
Yeah, I guess you're right, we probably should have brought that up in public.
that's
What we can't do is have it hooked up before we have the paperwork, because we need to
Well,
make
I
sure
realize
it's.
that.
I was just going off of,
No, I knew that.
service connection 1304.30, making sure that one and this one was done right. Did you get a copy of this by chance?
Oh, you probably have that under
This here?
On the ordinances that I
The
included
ordinances?
in your packet, his son-in-law, John Blosser, got the complete packet.
Okay, I just want to make sure we had it.
And I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that the council had some of the pertinent.
I just want to make sure he had it, and we weren't saying something to him that he's like, what?
Yeah, John
What are you talking
Blosser
about?
has it, and we kind of talked about the parts of the ordinances, and he
Okay.
studied it, right?
Okay.
You probably have too.
Do you have any more questions, Chuck?
No?
Well,
Okay, we'll move on to, we pretty well covered the dust abatement.
Well, we need to make a decision on the new bids that I gave you. I was asked to check with the companies that have given
You
us
bet.
dust abatement quotes.
Good luck.
And I received back answers to our questions from Roadwise, the company we've used for many years, and Lyman Dust Control. Last meeting, we were leaning towards using the tree product, and so Lyman Dust Control, the first page is their information in answering our questions on how they apply the type of product and warranty and payment options. And then they also gave us a quote for the magnesium chloride, which we have been using for the past several years, and answered those questions also.
well, they really didn't answer them 100% though, because we have to give them how this, we have to give them the square footage or yards.
This
Otherwise, we
has
can't give
been,
them it.
this is how we have started with this new company. Since they don't know all the streets, they have been asking for the square yards or square feet of what's going to be applied. They are basing their quote on the amount of gallons that were applied by our past company last year.
We don't have that in this though.
It was in the prior quote.
It's not in this.
This
though.
is answering the questions, but in the packet that you got last month, it has the prior quote, and it is 69 cents per gallon for the Ligno tree product with a 6,000 gallon minimum, and we used 6,457.5 gallons last year.
Is that what they're going to give us though?
We don't know. Now, what Mayor Robert Sharp said, and I have told this company, that we are not going out and measuring the square footages of our road, but they are welcome to come to our town, and we would show them what is being covered.
Right.
And Roadwise already has it all on their GPS, so they know every road and which one to do it on.
So then we should be able to have a general dollar figure then, instead of saying 74 cents a gallon.
What's, you got a gallon figure for both of you?
What we used last year.
But we don't have a dollar figure.
And the other thing that I'd like to...
We don't have a dollar figure.
Yeah, it was in the,
If we're making a decision on this, we don't have a dollar figure.
we had it in the packet before this,
We don't have a dollar figure. There's not been a dollar figure announced.
so much per gallon.
No, see, that's per gallon. We don't know how much is going to be applied.
Don't know that till they're on the GPS.
Right. But we do know with the other one, the ones we've used previously, we
Right,
already
we
have a
have a
dollar
dollar
figure.
amount.
We also know the gallons they used.
Right, so we need a dollar figure from them.
So we go.
Because it'd be a guesstimate, it's like having an estimate.
And they're not giving, they won't be giving us a dollar figure. Roadwise, we've used them for probably, I think, 5 years. They purchased the company that was in town doing our dust abatement for 4 or 5 years. Before that, we've used them many years. You received the email and he explained how they apply. I had a question, there was a citizen that was concerned at the last meeting about the fact that he saw him applying 3 coats at one time. I've been assured by my contact Marty Buell that probably what they're witnessing, and it was up on the hill, is that they have to recharge the pump area when they're going up and down hills. It loses its charge, and it was probably a prime situation. He said the way their drivers are instructed to do is they apply 1 coat through the whole town, and then they go back to the beginning and they apply a 2nd coat so that the coats can go down into the earth before they apply a 2nd application.
Well, I didn't bring last time, so wasn't it cheaper? Wasn't that why we were leaning towards that one?
Yeah, but they gave us some sort of a quote, and that's why we went towards it. But now it says, basically it's a guesstimate. They can charge us more than what we have been using in the past, because it's not an official estimate.
Now,
There's no dollar figure attached to it.
what we used
We get a
with
bid.
the magnesium chloride, the amount of
Yeah,
gallons that
dollar
was
figure.
used was for 2 applications. In talking to Jerry Lyman of Lyman Dust Control, they go through 1 application on the tree
And that's with the tree
product.
stuff.
And if they do magnesium chloride, they go through only with 1 application. So it
That's
may
probably
be,
why theirs is cheaper.
it
then.
may be less, yeah.
It could be, but it could be more because we don't have a dollar figure. We're signing off on open-ended.
And when I
That's
talked to Marty Buell, he basically said that the dust abatement product is more than dust control. It's basically the preservation of the gravel that you have put down. And if you have dust, it's because you're losing particles out of your gravel on the roads, which then causes the roads to start to bone up and they won't hold together. It maintains the road integrity. The road should be graded before the application, and then after treated, you don't grade, and then the dust control is the third benefit. And so as we were talking earlier, the steps laid out is we get the grading prep work done, then we get Boyer in with the gravel, and then we have the dust abatement done. It was talked about doing the dust abatement, the last step in July, which will give our department here the time to get grading done and get Boyer in and get the gravel down, and then the dust control
Exactly.
finishing.
So we need to have those roads done though before we put dust abatement down.
And that, our
Yeah.
office will be coordinating to
We're
see
gonna
that
try
that
to
is
coordinate
done.
this year as well.
Yes, some years it has worked, but we're coordinating this year. Marty Buell also wanted us to know that the tree product that we've been exploring and thinking about doing with this other company, that they could also do that. But he didn't really go into depth on giving us a quote on that because he just feels that the magnesium chloride is a much better product. He says all around us, the highway districts and the counties around us,
When we
they're
did
all
use the
using
stuff
mag
with the-
chloride on their roads, on their...
We used the sap once, it wasn't very happy.
Right, it was brown, and it smelled like burnt trees almost.
And
And
it
every
tracked
time-
horrible.
Yes.
I've had, still stayed.
The straight magnesium was a lot better. That was the clear stuff.
the magnesium chloride.
So,
And
So we need to-
we just stay with who we are.
the magnesium chloride
We don't know that.
has
'cause
more
we-
corrosion than the
Use the
sticky
same thing, too.
stuff of the trees.
Could use the same
But it
thing.
washes
We just
off
don't know
with
how
soap
much.
and water. And
Well,
I
you go
would
by the
like to
bid on the
recommend
gallon.
that whatever product we use, that just as we
Magnesium.
do for the streets that are being swept, that when we know we're gonna have the dust abatement done, that we send out
6,000
notices to
gallons.
the people on the gravel roads. The roads, the dry time is about approximately an hour or something. It dries like water. And so we notify the citizens that is being done, what the product is, and how to clean things with the soap and water if they get some
You
on
don't
their
respect anyone,
vehicle,
do
which
you?
was one of the complaints.
Thank you, Maurice.
You're welcome.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Road-wise for the magnesium
mouth.
chloride, the quote was $5,970. We are given a 90-day interest-free time to pay that, so that would be 3 payments of $1,990.
It was out of order.
So you,
That's a little bit easier to deal with. Make it 3 payments.
Yeah.
And they have.
oh, I'm
always
sorry,
been-
Noreen.
They've always been very good on warranty work. I'm not sure about the new company, because they say warranty is limited. We use industry standards, and so they don't kind of feel like they probably need to do warranty. But when we've had problems, we've called Worldwise, and they have come and done a touch-up on the area that the problems were at. So. And again, Roadwise says the tree product is water-based product that's more of a gluing product to the top surface of a gravel road, and it's affected by rain. Its longevity during hot summer months is shorter than the magnesium chloride. And he just didn't give us a quote because he didn't recommend it for a city with our weather. So it is up to the council.
so we should really have one quote.
One actual figure.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Oh, and Atlas Sand and Rock, I think I said in my notes, they did not respond to our questions, and the quote was a dollar amount, but it was much higher.
Right.
A couple of things. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you twice there, trying to come in and make a point here. I have been recognized. A couple of things. I've been approached by several people downtown. I won't mention what businesses, but the bank and the hardware store said they did not want
And the story.
spray in front of their buildings on Main Street. So we might consider to, since Main Street is
We already said.
Already
we
paid
already
is-
said we weren't gonna do that.
yeah, so I want to emphasize that,
I want mine done, and I want it done across from the bank too.
That's,
but that's it.
They don't live there.
Yeah, that's true. So you want it done, I know it, that's where I'm getting the conflict, because I
have
know
we
my
done
city
increments
wants it.
of where,
So I guess we think of the residents, I guess.
They have always done down through town because they've done it right about shebang days, so it kept the
Well,
dust down.
You know, but the hardware store insisted he didn't want his in
I don't
front
want
of
it
his
in front of mine
building.
either.
So I guess we can skip those areas of their own businesses, it won't matter, there's no
However,
residents
we
for
do
the hardware.
have citizens resident that does want it done in front of his.
I agree, I'll give it resident option then on that.
Yeah, I want it.
Okay,
They can shut those pumps off.
yeah.
When they run.
So what I'm hearing Mike Hammond say, he would like it in front of his residence, his home, but across the street, he gets a lot of dust off of the gravel in front of the bank.
Right.
And would like to see it done.
Done there, too,
In front of
yeah.
the bank, but the bank is saying they don't want it done. It
Well,
seems to me that you could solve it by just saying, they're coming in to do dust abatement, and they're doing it on all the gravel areas.
I think that's what we
If
got
we
to
did all the
do.
gravel areas, 90% of Culdesac would have it done. And some of them don't want it done. You have to listen to all the people at Culdesac.
So
not
will
just-
we,
I don't know too many didn't want it, judging from
right, the
last
streets
meeting.
where the residents live.
You mentioned 3 already.
Well, other than the business Main Street. Yeah.
So how does the council want
How do
to,
you want to
Proceed.
approach that? Yeah.
an approach?
Do we just not do it on those areas if they, the problem is you're across from Beaumar, you want dust in your yard? Your side of the road, Diane?
It's there all the time anyway,
Yeah.
so. Because the stuff goes down and the dust is back within a month.
Yeah.
Just with the grain haulers and stuff going out and the dirt and everything coming off their trucks. So,
I think it helps. I guess
yeah.
can't really tell them to stop
Well,
and avoid one section, I guess, if you want, by the hardware store.
It was good that the citizens came and said that they want it later in the year too.
Yeah, I think our big problem was we never had this thing quite structured right. We always tried to do it for shebang, and it was always raining up to the week before. I think we have a better overview now, and I think that's positive. So, other than the few questions of what areas don't get this, so anyway. So I guess say we just let them do the whole thing? Other than the areas that don't, in front of the store, in front of the hardware store?
Maybe the businesses that don't want it done can contact the city office so that when the
Okay.
person comes in to do it, they can be given the addresses of where to turn off.
And what if we get a conflict?
All of Main Street is gonna be none except for right across.
Well, that's on one side of the street, but if they're on one side, then you can skip a move.
Right. Got property on both sides of the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does.
Front and back.
Well, I'd say,
Yeah, true, and you got the building over there, and then, absolutely.
so,
And the
Those
bank,
grain trucks pull in there, they hit their brakes, poof,
Yeah.
big old cloud of dust, they come rolling in there every day. It's dusty there.
It is dusty, yes, Main Street is dusty.
and the bank doesn't want it?
no, that's what they kind of said when we were going around asking people.
They probably would say whatever. yes
They
or no.
probably, I don't think they were as emphatic as the hardware store, but he may have just been on a roll and decided he didn't want it. That's, as when we were bringing this up, I was asking people on Main, and that's what came up. I probably shouldn't have asked, just do it.
And I don't want it on the back side either, like where the apartment is.
I do.
That's gonna be one of the streets they do, because it's a gravel road.
Just don't do this side of it.
Because you got neighbors across that would want it.
Well, then I want it in the back of mine.
Yeah.
See, we should just do it in tough, I guess we got to twist, right? Can't accommodate everybody. So we just go for it. And I don't, your consensus is you like the guys we're sticking with. They've been doing a good job. The problems we had weren't necessarily their fault. It was our insistence to do it for shebang and in wet weather and stuff like that that kind of caused the problem.
So we are gonna we're gonna maintenance the roads like up Poxleitner's place, right? We're gonna maintenance the roads up there, so Poxleitner's, all that up there gets gravel taken care of, and he gets dust abatement too.
No, Mike.
He's private.
That whole thing up there, he owns everything up there? There's not one road, there's a road.
Can be done.
The main road,
St. Rose will get
the
done.
main road
Yeah.
needs to get done.
No. St. Rose will
When
get
going
done.
up to it.
St. Louis Street's,
Right, but then goes up, the grade right there, you know, that needs to be maintained and done. Okay, I just wanna make sure we do it.
And someday we gotta work on getting some paving done on some of these key points, but that's
Somebody better figure out how to write grants.
well, we got a couple.
Saturday night.
And then, valid point.
We'll write grants Saturday night.
Hey, we got a whole $4,000 in the street fund. Wow, that'll get half of that bridge paved over there, a third of it paved.
So,
We only have a bid from Roadwise.
Oh,
The other one has given us per
per gallon.
and that's
I'd say-
kind of,
I'm gonna move and go with road rise.
You had last month been leaning towards the tree derivative when we had the group here, but because of the fact that they won't give us a solid quote,
They will, we haven't given them,
but.
The right
we don't
figure
have
to get the quote.
The capability to do
I-
that.
we do have the capability of doing it. The city just doesn't want to do it.
Well, maybe some council members could volunteer.
I'll do the maintenance's job for them, that's easy.
You're under no one's job.
I wasn't talking.
You've got-
Your effort.
We've got a motion.
Mike?
Yeah,
Mike?
yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, this is
Talk to me first.
disrespectful.
He has he is chairman of arms. If someone's out of order, he tells you to.
I'll say you're out of order then first. How about that?
You can say what you want.
There you go.
But you-
That's not gonna get us anywhere.
You are out of order.
You're out of order too.
You've been disrupting the whole meeting.
I have done nothing but speak.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get something done, unlike you.
Well, let's continue with the dust abatement.
There you
Get it? There's an order on the
Bill, you
floor.
made a motion.
I want to stick with the magnesium. It sounds more logical for me. The other stuff, I did not like the brown stuff. We were kind of enthused by it at one time. I want to stick with magnesium, and I say we just go with the people we went with. We do some consideration with parts of Main Street. If the Dells doesn't want it, we'll skip their side of the street. How's that sound?
So you're making a motion?
No, that we go with start with a program to set up for July with except maybe a few less areas. We use the 6,000 gallon. Have we gone over the 6,000?
No.
Bitumen? You know?
No, we have not.
We have not, so we're obligated to use 6,000 gallons anyway.
But we have the quote. The quote is for
Right. So I say we go with that.
$5,970, except the quote for the bid from Roadwise.
Right. And the other one is going to have probably the same minimum. So I move we go with the roadwise one, but we figure out where we could use it in other areas, ballpark or something, or if we have extra, we don't use downtown. And we'll figure that out as we run. That'd be up to the maintenance
It
people.
wouldn't be that much.
It wouldn't be that much, just a
Yeah.
couple hundred gallons probably.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, is that a motion clear?
Is there a second?
I'm not going to, I told you, I've been against it all along.
I'm against it myself, so.
Really?
You don't want to bait me?
Huh?
You
It's a mess. I'm not going to vote against it. You guys go ahead and do it, you know.
don't get a second out of me.
Well, then we won't have a majority, will we?
I said I'm not going to vote against it. I'm not
I'll
gonna-
go ahead and second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Nay.
Motion carried.
You don't want it by your house?
Well, okay, well, what we need to do is start getting these no areas.
We've got
Well, the one meeting was no's, and then the last meeting was yes.
Yes. You've got all those people up on the,
You're not going to
The hill
please everybody.
that wants it.
And remember, we had the biggest turnout ever when we announced we were thinking
We're
of
done.
dropping it. So
That's
And
true.
it's important for the road integrity.
Okay, let's-
Let's move on. Update and additional discussion of Fox letting their trailer court.
how's your road doing?
Well, I probably would be against dust abatement because people tend to drive too fast around there, and there's a little dust stirring up that seems to slow them down.
Oh, well, that's a good philosophy. Try that on Bull Run there, yeah.
Yeah, well, I have spotted a mobile home going to space number 8 up there. It's a 14 by 40.
Where's 8 at?
It's the one below the road there, that RV space below the road where it'll only take a small mobile home.
Well, it's smaller than the one you already proposed, right?
Well, yeah, actually, it's 14 by 40.
Then we don't have a problem, do we?
Did you get,
It's 1981 too.
It's
have you got all the other ones out that you were supposed to get out?
I got one to take out. I got that white one to take out. It's out of the space on me, but I want to get it out of the park and take it somewhere else, sell it, or take it out to camp or something. It's ready to go. The weather's good enough to get it out there now.
and you're gonna meet all the requirements of the 15 feet in between and all that.
Yeah, all
He was with the other one, and if this is littler,
Well,
smaller.
The other one I was thinking about was a 50-footer, and if you do that, then you gotta put it too near the road, but if you go with a 40-footer, it fits in there real good, and it's away from the road far enough, and there's 15 feet or more between any building around it, and it'd look good in there.
And it's HUD approved?
Yeah, it's approved
That's what
in
you said.
1981, it's got siding it's got T111 siding on it.
Oh, that sounds,
They're
yeah.
newer, like they used, in the later years, they started putting siding like a house on them, rather than that tin siding.
Did you have pictures to show?
More than
Not this
that
one.
one.
So this is replacing the 20 by 40 that you had last time?
No,
Oh,
that's
different
the
one.
other road
Different
there
one.
that I was thinking about.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever, as long as it meets code.
It's just because that's about the only thing that'll fit in there, because you could put a 50 by 10 in there, but then that kind of pushes out too near the road and stuff. And it doesn't matter whether you have a big lawn, you still have a lawn, you still have something parking, but a lot of people, they don't care for a big lawn, they just want some place where they can live comfortably, have to.
And get their a place safe to park their car when the snow piles up or something too. That's all up to you, because it's your trailer court. The more you arrange it to make it best for the people, the better off you are. So we don't discourage that. It isn't our say as long as it meets code.
Yeah, they're on
Appreciate
the road
it.
and everything, and it's all HUD certified. And the one above the road that I showed you, I just didn't have, I was afraid to stick my neck out that far. And it would cost me $11,000 just to get in there, and all that stuff, and I was scared to do that, so I'm kind of waiting on doing that. And I have another idea I'd like to take. I guess a lot of you've seen that place at 907 Culdesac Avenue, how that trailer comes down and it kind of almost sticks out of the road there, in that corner.
907.
There's a white mobile home that's put right on the edge of the lot there.
Oh, is that Culdesac Avenue in St. Rose?
Yeah.
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 Right on that corner. It's been run into twice already. I'm gonna have to put a guardrail or something up or change it. But it's been run into twice
Who owns it?
this year. I do.
He does, it's a rental.
But it's sticking too near the road there, and it's not a good situation. I'd like to think about, do you know what I'm talking about? That's that one right on.
yeah, that's where my in-laws.
So what do you propose we do? Or?
Well, I'd like to take, and here's another mobile home now. This is just a question. This is a mobile home I could pick up. It's a double white, and I'd put it in there, but I'd put it over on the other side of the lot so that was a big yard out front, and when you drive down St. Rose Street, you could just look right over there and see if anybody's coming, You wouldn't have to go down to the stop sign and then kind of see if it's on
So it would be going the same way as the other one?
Yeah, it'd be going the same way as the other one here.
I think that's
It's probably back up here.
Yeah.
And on that side of the lot, so this would be the big
Take
lawn
it
here,
back
when
to
you drive down
right here.
Culdesac Avenue, St. Rose Street, you'd see Culdesac Avenue here.
Sure, that's where it's at.
There'd be 10 feet off.
What are you gonna do with that trailer?
I don't know. I'm just, I don't know what I do.
That's what I would do.
I know I should do it, but I don't know.
Well, it certainly needs improvement. I remember that's a weird corner.
It needs to go by light.
Well, and I wanted to ask this question. I have a chance to get this one, but this one isn't HUD certified. If I had certified it, could I take it? It's got all modern windows in it and stuff, but it's not quite there. It's got copper wiring in it and stuff, but it'd have to be HUD certified. I'm just going to ask that question. Whether it be okay.
I don't think we can do that.
We can't do that.
I was going to say, so what are you asking us
If I
about
got
HUD?
If you can get it approved.
If I got HUD certified,
they-
could I put it up there?
There are trailers out
Certified
there
doesn't
with
matter.
copper wiring that do meet
That's a
standards.
state financial thing with you. That has nothing to do with code or anything for
I
us.
just have to get the inspectors in and have it HUD certified. It's a couple of years back, but it's not got
aluminum wiring in it or anything that would make it uncertifiable.
Yeah, like the one I got up
Is it a
there was
double
not
wide?
HUD certified
double
because it's
wide?
pre.
Yeah, it's a
Double HUD.
And then-
That doesn't matter to us.
I'd like to put it in there and it
But it's
it
got
kind of,
copper wire.
butt up to the end of that almost, you know, that carport. And then it'd make that opened up back there and make a big line out there where you could, instead of that, because I just don't like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That'd be
That
nice.
road there.
That'd be nice, yeah.
So
I
what exactly are we looking for here?
Okay, I'm thinking about taking this either up there, it would fit in that one space, but,
Okay.
or putting this one here, right here, and it'd butt up to this carport, and it'd make this all open right there, so when you come down St. Rose Street, you can see right into Culdesac Avenue.
Well, for us, as long as you meet whatever criteria are set forth with the city, it really
How
doesn't matter.
close to the
what it
shed
is
is
to
it
you.
really does.
Yes.
To us.
Well,
Isn't there
it'd be,
15 foot from building to
That's what I'm
building?
saying, the 15
Well,
closes
that's
and
just
all that.
carport there,
It wouldn't-
Oh, it's a car.
That doesn't matter to us.
Oh, this is
but
not
I'd
a
have to
shop.
take that shed
That's
out,
financial.
Yeah.
and I'd put it over there, you
It
know,
has to be 15.
and then that'd make this all
It's
open.
gotta be
So when you come down here, you could look right in.
Yeah, it has to be HUD certified.
That's always been a rough place to park coming out.
Okay. Okay. now-
Oh, yeah.
Kind of blind, I don't know how many cars hit it.
They could
So
turn around
as long
and
as
park
he's
in
HUD
there,
certified
you know.
and
And
meets
then
all other
so
15
then
code and all that,
down,
building
and
inspector,
then
okay, so we don't have any problems. That's right.
Get it approved by HUD, do whatever you want.
Okay, do you want these these
We don't need them, it's gotta go with the
If it's
inspector.
not HUD
They get-
approved, you
all that
can
stuff.
get it HUD approved?
Yeah, and have a plumbing inspector, and electrical inspector, and all that.
Now, your inspector knows that it is 15 feet, not 10, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, our ordinance says 15 feet from building to building.
Correct.
yeah.
As long as you meet the 15,
And then I was gonna ask this question too, I think it's, I thought, is it 25 feet from the property line?
7.5 feet from the property line, or 15 feet from building to building.
Okay, this would go up in that upper space too. It's 48 feet long. But I'd have to kind of put it in there not like that, and not completely like that.
Wait a minute, I might be wrong, it's 15 feet.
Well, whatever works, as
from
long as the
property line.
inspector says it's okay and it's proper sewer and
It
electrical.
says it's 15 feet from the
I would
street.
have to have
from
them
the
go
line.
inspect
I'll
it.
have to find the other one.
Yeah, it's all with the inspector.
Well, you have to set that 15 feet.
I think,
I believe that's what it is, but I don't know.
yeah, and you gotta, you gotta consider road access too, and that's critical. Like that one down on Culdesac
15
there,
feet from
it's
center
really been a mess for a long
to
time.
property line, which in essence turns out to be about 12 feet.
I almost got hit there once coming around that clinic.
11 and a half or 12 feet.
I think
You can't see anything.
11 feet between.
Yeah, mine's 12. And we pushed the issue how far I wanted to push this way, because we had to stay away from that fire hydrant on the back side of our house. So what really is the question here about the whole situation? As long as it meets all the criteria, we really have no,
Well, I'm just updating what we were talking about.
Appreciate the
Adding a
update.
bit to it, asking about this, if I get HUD certified, then it'd be okay, then I just get the permits and get it up there and do it.
And all that's certifications through the inspector.
yeah, as long as they meet all of them, there's nothing we can do about it. You gotta meet them all.
Okay.
No motion needed?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think so either. We could say carry it over if there's more information,
As
but
long as you check with the building inspector on your plans. And
Check with him on it and get it HUD certified first.
as long as it doesn't conflict with the code, well,
Has to be HUD certified.
Yeah, I'd have to get HUD.
Tie downs and all that.
Well, yeah, that's after, but it has to be
Yeah.
HUD certified to come in.
and before you can even plug it in.
Yeah.
We actually built some trailers that were better coverage.
Until it's HUD certified and talk to the inspector first.
does that answer your question?
Sure.
All right, thank you. exterior junk at 203 4th Street. Jimmy, you wanna?
Yeah, in other words, Jack got a hold of me about 2 weeks ago, and he's in Orpino up there, locked up, and Ron, she's in a nursing home down here, so none of them can really do anything.
No, we know.
I know the ongoing battle that you guys try to get him to clean this place up. Well, Jack called me and he wanted me to put all them rigs over there on my place. And I told Jack on the phone, I says, you know, that's just gonna cause problems for me. And that's not gonna cure your problem with the city. So I made a deal with Jack. In other words, I'm not getting paid for this. I went over there and cleaned Jack's place up. In other words, when you guys get off, you can drive by there and kind of look at it if you want. But I went over there and cleaned his place up, and I took everything, all them rigs that's on city property, they're over there on his place. I cleaned his yard, I mowed it, and I put all them rigs over there on his place, and I tarped all them rigs. And Wanda, she's eventually going to be getting out of that nursing home. She wants to move back into her place. So while Jack's gone, we're going to try to get Wanda back in there. Now, Jack's been a citizen of this community for 30 years, you know. He's been my neighbor, and all I'm doing is trying to help Jack. So he's between a rock and a hard spot. And so I told Jack I would clean his place up and move all them rigs off city property, you know, and all the rigs out front. I've moved all the rigs already. The big boat's still out front, but I've made arrangements to move that beside the house, you know, and so I want to work with the city. If you guys see a problem there, let me know, and I'll take care of that problem. You know, I'm going to start burning first thing in the morning. I got a fire permit, and I got a big pile out there from the stuff I've cleaned out of his yard. You know, it's all raw wood.
He already let us know.
Yeah. So if the call goes out.
Well, no, he's gonna, yeah, we're gonna have the fire truck here.
So the stuff beside, like up by the levee, right there?
Oh, yeah,
That, okay. I haven't been there, so I'm looking at
I'll
it.
go by there when you go.
I will.
But I moved all the rigs out of there. Now, I have permission from Jack and Wanda to deal with their stuff. You know, the junk and the rigs and stuff. But the camper that's over on that side belongs to Lori Van Gelder. And I have a problem with that. In other words, I'm not going to touch that. Because if I do anything with that camper, I'm liable. See? In other words, it belongs to Lori Van Gelder, and it's city property. And I don't have permission to mess with that camper.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So
So the camper is still over there.
Okay, I think being it's on city property and it's past our 90-day date, it becomes city property and we can do whatever we wish.
And then we can therefore tell them,
I do
we
have
can
her
take bids,
phone
right?
number, and I can notify her that, you know, if it's not moved, then the city will be doing something, but I do.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Everything else, I moved out of there.
Oh, great.
And I picked all the garbage up, and I even mowed it over there.
But-
So it does look nice, but that camper is still there.
But
I
if-
can't touch that.
if we've already surpassed our days, like Bill said, so it becomes ours, so
Not till the 15th.
therefore whatever that date is.
The
Of
city-
April.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the city property is.
Oh, that was 15.
Yeah, so we can therefore take bids supposedly at $0 if we wanted to, and then
Looks good.
Jim's not
I think
liable
it's a different one.
for anything. If he touches it and moves it, he's not liable for nothing, because we authorize it because it's city
You
property.
might think there's a
Yeah, that's
dollar
different,
down
no.
there and try to sue me if I.
Is that a picture of some other town?
But I have spent a week and a half on that place.
I'll bet you did.
Well, congratulations, my goodness.
I think you took a picture of that in 1964 before there was anything there.
But
Yeah, if there's
there's a boat still out front, and I am gonna move that.
Isn't that amazing? I've got to go take a look. I never had
Let's
that.
talk about it. If there's a problem with Jack's place, just tell me, and I'll take care of that problem.
If you go and look, there's-
And you're going to work with Noreen and talking to the gal about that thing, and we will have to do a force on it if she doesn't allow you. And we'll talk to you before we do anything, correct? Noreen, you'll take care of that?
Yeah.
Just my part of the report part is I've been speaking to our city attorney about this, the process that's been going on
See,
all
Dave's got all the
month.
tractor
And this
stuff
is
parked back here.
a good outcome that we have.
Yeah.
Ed Littenaker asked me to
And that's
get a
looking up
writing
the other
that
way.
You can get around it.
James had
Oh, yeah.
permission,
It's-
and so we
it's-
have that for the file, that he had permission from both John and Wanda. And then he said if the council's not satisfied with what is being done, then you could direct me to solicit proposals for a cleanup. That might be the one remaining trailer
Exactly.
that you'd want proposals solicited. And then Ed would do a contract between the contractor and the city for the legality part of it. So I don't know if we need to go that step with the camper, but I can make contact with the daughter and let her know that it is remaining there.
And it needs to go.
And it needs to go.
And the date has passed. And
Do you think Lori knows about it?
She should.
That the folks have been
Wanda said
served?
something to Lori about it.
She should, she was.
I went and talked to Wanda yesterday, or this morning, I think it was. Yeah. And she said that that camper was Lori's, and I think she did say something to Lori that she needed to get it out of there.
But to save your own butt, since we've already passed that 14th April deadline, basically you're submitting a bid according to the last paperwork that I read. We can request bids to take care of all of that. So you could put a bid in for $0, and all we'd have to do is okay it.
Unless you don't want to be in the middle of that, we can find someone else.
Well, I didn't want in the middle of it to begin with, but Jack called me, and he seems to be straight now, you know what I mean, and trying to get his shit together, so. And I've known Jack for 30 years, he's been my neighbor, so I don't mind helping him, you know what I mean? And I know he did pay 3 different people to come in there and start cleaning that up, and they just took his money and didn't do the job. You know, and that's why I'm over there now. And it's like I said, if the city has a problem with anything down there, just let me know, and I'll take care of that problem. You see what I'm saying?
Sounds like he's doing good to me.
Yeah, the only problem I got, like I said, is that camper. Legally, I can't touch that camper.
We can solve that for you. We can.
But if you guys have a problem with it, just get a hold of me, and I'll take care of it. You know?
Thank you, Jim.
Bruce.
Get the weeds around my house.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, well, it's around his house.
I never thought I'd see that come to resolution.
Me and Steve need some
Ma'am?
stuff done too.
Do you suppose we could do the LEDs so Herman, do you suppose we could skip down to the street lights so Herman could address this?
Okay, yeah. We'll load the street light switches, the LED light fixture.
I did get a bid from a company, it wasn't the $99, and I've been so
Thank
busy
you guys.
here lately, I haven't
Hey, call me. Or come down the street.
checked on them.
I didn't poison them.
More starving kids.
I don't have that with me right now.
And
Was it more higher?
It was about $50 higher, you know, they said 99, so it's about 150. And for the ones, and then they got 2 different types. One is for intersection, and then one is for the street lights, because the intersection ones are brighter.
did Avista say they would?
I called them, and I have not gotten anything back from them. I'll call them again, but I did ask them if they had put on the new heads if we bought them, and they didn't know. They would be checking on it.
And they didn't volunteer any information if they had heads or not?
No.
So you need a motion for us to go ahead with this? Is this what you?
I probably ought to do some more on the
Getting prices?
Avista.
Okay, then we can table this.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rush. It's a great idea to save money, but we got other priorities.
Okay.
So we're gonna table it.
Shebang and all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
Sorry to keep you so late.
Yeah, we gotta.
Good luck with the payroll, and you might mention to
Okay, yeah.
Day, maybe, you know, one more day, the council's happy with what they're doing, one more day.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
John, did you have something?
Chuck just told me you guys need a building permit and the paperwork I was passed down there.
You got the paperwork on your,
Yeah, on the sewer and water sewer where it's passed, and I got the water and sewer permits here.
yes,
Do you need them, or do you need to make copies?
Oh, I already got
You did?
copies.
Oh, thank you.
So that was the okay for everything was,
Yep,
We just have to do the final.
yeah, we just gotta do the final.
before it's buried?
Well, it's already passed, yeah, everything's passed.
Back. It's
So you have
How
it
could
set
they
up to
do the
go
final
straight
if it's already
to
buried?
kind of like this, and then
Yeah.
you connect to.
Yeah, we just go by the connector, connect to the trailer.
It's inspected.
Once it gets in, and he told me what I needed there, and he said,
Then
to
you're
get over.
done.
I think they just mean they're gonna do the final, and then they,
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it's
get the thing.
Yeah, they'll get the money.
Gotta
from me and
enter down
everything.
the trailer and all that stuff.
It's a big outlay, but I think you're
Yeah.
doing great work helping with everything on your end.
We're trying.
Yeah.
No, if we knew we needed permits, we would have had it. We don't have problems getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, it was just a misunderstanding of interpretation of ordinances, and believe me, yeah, that's understandable. But,
Well, what we really need to do, I think we need to make up a cheat sheet, and these are the steps that need to be done
to
to,
interpret it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that you know if you're gonna, if it's a blank lot, what they have to do to get it ready and usable in their situation, what, if there's one
Past
trailer there, they're gonna put in another manufactured home, what would be the steps that they would need, so that it's all down in writing, so we don't have this problem again.
Yeah. no,
Right.
When they want to do it, we can have
Yeah.
this, and these are the steps, here's the phone number to call.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
And it
numbers,
makes it
everything
easy.
ought to be on there, so I
Yeah,
mean,
if we
this is
had
where
a
I
sheet of
need to
paper,
do to-
Maureen, that had everything down like he's saying, with phone numbers, all you'd have to do is open your drawer, go to that file, this is what you
Make
need,
a
these
copy
are the
of it,
phone
give it to
numbers.
them, say, here's
Yeah.
what you gotta do.
And if you had the phone numbers, it would have made it so much
Yeah.
easier for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd already knew what we needed permits, we
Yeah.
needed, what steps we needed to take to get to what we needed to
Right,
get done.
and then and as if you don't have enough to do already, but then put community action on there.
Okay, yeah.
So that is, they're made aware that that might be a source for some help.
that was a suggestion that you go to community action.
They'll probably help pay for some of it, but I don't figure they'll pay for the.
But
all of it.
anything is
You
better.
never know.
Yeah,
The point is you want to get your water in, get the meter in,
Yeah.
so you can start living.
yeah, get everything taken care of, yeah.
We should have the electric permit one day this week.
So,
That's good, Amanda.
We sent it in Thursday,
yeah,
and they're supposed to email it to you.
so I've heard they got it probably Friday or this morning, and we got started on it, so we should have our next permit either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Thank you for coming down and bringing that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for copies.
appreciate you going through all that hassle. It could help us get, the more infrastructure and communication we get here, this has been this way for years, and it's just real difficult, so
Yeah, trying to get
sorry to
everything
subject
figured out,
you to
what's
that.
gotta go through and everything, it takes a while.
We're not picking on you.
No, I'm not. If
Well,
I
we're not
was doing
used-
it just for a while.
We're not used to have all the permits.
Yeah.
Where we came from, we didn't have to have all these permits.
I know.
And we're like, what do we need permits for?
Yeah, each state's different, each county's different, it's just, you know, all the different.
And you think it's bad here, go to Washington.
When they're totally done, can they come back to you and give you a list of who they went to with the phone numbers? Would that help you, Noreen?
If you have a record of that, I do
Yeah.
know I
Yeah.
have the coding inspector.
Yeah, I can get you.
have the record.
I mean, if you help us get this started so the next person come along doesn't have the
It's easier.
Yeah, that's no problem, we'll get the numbers that we.
But
got,
after you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a couple, 3 more months, yeah. But yeah, as soon as we get everything done, we'll get them to you.
Well,
That'd be
appreciate
nice,
you
thank you.
coming
Okay.
in and making the special trip
Yep.
over.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, John. See you, Amanda.
Thanks again.
Yep.
Okay.
Good job.
Manual on uniform traffic control device, speed limit change on Bull Pine Drive and Ponderosa Loop.
Well, as I had in the council notes, I've been asked to check with our city attorney about would he recommend that we should adopt the manual and uniform traffic control devices. And he did. He's thinking that the council would adopt a resolution adopting it, and he gave the addition plus the additions to the addition, and he let us know there's 2,400 pages in the manual. So, we're probably not going to have one right on our shelf here, but it's available online if we ever need to research something in it. And then he also addressed the fact about, at the last meeting, about changing speed limits in town, and the council does have the authority to do that.
Oh, so we don't need this thing to do
But
that?
he says he's recommending that we do adopt the manual and uniform traffic controls. And all we would need to do is have a resolution, approve the resolution, and it's done. So we don't have to change an ordinance or anything. And then again, we have the authority to set speed limits. It should be done by resolution, making the findings about why the speed limit is to be lower, which was set out at the meeting. And then he offered that he could put together those two resolutions for us. We could have it at the next meeting and pass them, and then get signs.
Sounds good to me.
So
We're changing it to 15.
It's 15, you can't keep, a car won't idle less than 15.
Well, try going over the top of the hill. It's 25
Yeah, I mean,
down
it's,
to Cottonwood Creek.
I go back to the county.
the problem's
And they're
the
actually
way the
on
road
that, and
needs
they're
a
going to
lot.
change it. They're pulling people over for the next 6 months. They're gonna pull people over, even with speeding, but they're not writing them citations, and they're asking them what they think the speed limit should be.
I did 25 the other day, and I thought that was
Well,
terrible.
a lot of the county roads are, we're
It's
talking about
ridiculous.
raising speed limits to 45.
I mean, you get 25 miles an hour up there. I mean,
Really?
since I jog that fast. I mean,
Well,
or run that fast.
Okay, so we're changing the speed limit to 15 on Bull Pine, is that what the,
Well, he
the
just said,
resolution
he
would
just,
say, yeah.
I say that's too low,
It's
but
going up Bull Pine and going over.
but you know they're not gonna do 15. He's
Right.
just trying.
right, they can put signs up.
He's trying to 15 to get him to do 25.
But if you have the signs up and a police officer
And we increase
Can
the
you
credit.
give
sees
them
it
a-
happen, he can issue a ticket.
Yeah, they can make
That will help.
$100 ticket real easy, yeah.
So I'm all right with that.
And so I can contact this month our city attorney and ask for help for those two resolutions to bring to the next meeting.
What do you guys?
Yeah, that's,
I agree.
I agree.
there one comment on this is that I went up and talked to Russ, and I'm looking at, he's got a really strange situation there. That road needs totally rebuilt. He needs a drain field because it all comes down in his, and he's got all his cars parked right there on the road. It's really, I wish he had a place elsewhere to put them. He really
Yeah.
doesn't. It's a poor arrangement. It wasn't thought out very well when the house was built. And,
But that's not the city's problem.
that's not the city. But the road is, it can be,
And that's why it's.
it can be cut out a little more to get the water to keep on the inside, and it...
He does have a puddle down there too, when they, especially like when the dust river comes down there, and it rains once, he gets a puddle right down there, right up.
Right in his driveway, yeah.
Oh,
And
it's terrible.
But he's talking about digging a trench and having a catch field. That's what you gotta do. We get the inside with the grader, so it's a little more tilted inward. But it's one terrible situation. It's poor, all that development up there, there's a lot of those up there, but it
That's
needs...
not our problem.
The road is.
So sorry.
It's a city road, right?
Yep, it is our problem. The road
Oh,
is.
but the road is, it's not his problem, is it?
Well, it's just like the improvement we did on the bottom of Ponderosa. We could also do that at the bottom of his and make it a little easier to make that corner.
Trying to get the.
So when we get projects going, that's something we can, I'm just saying it needs work by the city too.
I agree.
Did we need a motion?
No, it was just
We
a
got to have the
comment.
resolutions where we can, yeah.
Yeah, so that's to table to next.
Yeah.
And I'll have
More money for the lawyer.
And,
Any more discussion on that?
No, just
Change to
15.
Change the process for collecting past due accounts.
What are you looking at me for? What did I do?
Do you want to talk about it tonight or table it? It's after 9 and you
Unless-
still have
let's
new business.
move
and
we table it.
I table it. I move we table it.
Okay.
We got a,
All in favor?
Aye.
That-
Oh, no, wait, no?
Yeah, no, I'm ready to table. I'm just wondering, what we're tabling, are we, do we have to
I think
have a
we're tabling
workshop? I mean,
discussion.
is that something we need to, you know,
I think
do
we're
we
tabling
even have any
discussion.
ideas? What we're,
There were some
Thinking to do
ideas,
with it?
I gave
We
you
have some
a
dollar
handout
figure
from other
ideas.
cities, what they do.
Oh.
They gave you some ideas in
Okay.
your packets. It's
Okay.
in your historical packet, in
Okay.
here,
yeah, we have a historic.
I have one.
okay.
so that you can review that for the next
Yeah,
meeting.
3-ring binder and all like that.
I have this stuff piled, so. 5-minute break, no,
Anyone want a break?
no. I
Or
just,
shall we
Let's continue.
Citizens' comments or questions?
boy, you're a brave bunch, still here.
Hanging in with us.
Well, I'm not gonna give up. A couple weeks ago, I was going up to the fire pile to dump some, lawn clippings. And there's 2 vehicles parked inappropriately across that fire road.
Was there really?
Yes, there was.
You mean,
In fact, one was sitting at the same table you were.
Now, did that happen to be during a ball game?
And there was
Yeah, I know
50,
what it
60
was.
feet between you and your mother-in-law that you could have parked at without blocking that road. The other individual, I have no idea where they're from. so
I can tell you, everyone that's parked there, you get something else for you.
All I can do is suggest that the city put up a sign that says, please do not block the fire road. Or the sheriff's office, what we call it.
Fire Road, you mean to the bird pile?
Yeah, there was a ball game going on and there were trap shooting and there was a ball game going on
And there was 50 feet.
and he decided to go
Pickup.
to the,
There was 50 feet between your pickup and your father-in-law's.
okay, I'm not talking as a council member now, I'm talking as a citizen.
I'm
And I
just
think you're whining.
And don't fucking try to blame me.
You are so fun, you got nothing to do besides bitch.
Let's
Hey.
keep on the subject.
I've been coming to more meetings than you have, partner.
It's because you got nothing to do but bitch.
Just improve the city environment.
You don't improve nothing except for your own
I'd
whine.
also like to thank Herman and Jason. After hours, they stopped by and helped me fix a leak in my pipe, on my outside pipe.
On their own time.
They left, but I would like that recorded. They came after hours, stopped by the house, and helped me work on my pipe. I'd hurt my back, and I was unable to even walk.
Was it on your personal property?
And like I say, it was after hours.
On your personal property?
Yeah.
So what does it have to do with the city?
He just wants it.
I just want to thank them, Mike.
Thank him personally.
I did.
It's not
Just
city
did,
business.
but it is a record.
It's not city business.
You know, Larry Adele was here one time, and thank you for
Citizens' comments.
citizens' comments. I'm not going any farther. Also, I just briefly mentioned Noreen tonight. Why don't we as a community investigate the tribal internet services? The city could save quite a bit of money for what they're paying now. And I'm done.
I thought that's what we were on.
Nope.
Yeah, we're on tribal.
When they
Yeah,
set it up,
We have the free connection to the internet, it's free, but what we're paying for the first step is
What's the name of it?
the provider.
I can't remember.
Wait a minute.
First step internet.
First internet.
Are you paying, do we have a website like we have to pay for a server to go out to the cities or anything
No,
like
we
that?
don't have a website.
You need
I
a
just thought
own,
we were on with the tribe. I thought that was part of the deal.
We are.
Now, that was a question I mentioned last time, and I was just trying to figure out what they did. Maybe I can ask them what they do, because I know I have to pay about $120 a year to have a server to run my website. Maybe we need that as a city website, but we're also part of the Idaho city thing, so it should be free with them. So I don't know what we're paying first step.
If you want, I can research that and give you.
Yeah, there's no, it'd be something we can check in. We're obligated for the year, but it's a good point. Luana, I bet she has something to say.
It's a long meeting.
They're not early. The last couple have been like this.
We were here till
Ever
10:30.
since I have been sitting in this chair, the meetings have been very long. Yes, Luana. I have a lot of city business going on with the new clerk.
Did you have anything else, Roy?
No, that's it.
All right, let's move on. Approval of Shebang Days Resolution 14-2.
I move we approve it.
I'll second.
that.
Or like that.
Or whatever.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Just a comment, thinking of that, is Brian got all cleared with the state, so we make sure he gets a copy from the city as we agreed to.
I have no clue. He met with Mr. Law Friday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
I wonder, does the lady at the Saddle Club, she knows we're doing that, and she knows that the Jack Spur's put in a big place, and she's still,
Did Jack Spur put in a big place too?
Oh, yeah,
You know what?
Eight-
That place
eight
is the most beautiful place
Oh, I know.
I have seen. I've been in there every day for the last
When's it open?
weeks. The cooks have all been hired and all that. All their orders are done. They're having a soft opening. Now, I don't want to say yes or no when they're doing it. I'll just say very soon.
I just can't imagine even thinking, I mean, there wasn't that much business, and now that's gonna be right down the road. If she's really gonna.
Vindictiveness.
Well,
She's
we're out
part
to
of the
get her.
community.
Yeah, that's what she thinks.
She what?
Vindictiveness. Anyway, that place is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's done.
Community Center Gym and Fire Department roof leaks and mold issues.
Okay, we had a fire meeting Tuesday, and the Brian Bomar, our new assistant fire chief, says the fire room is covered with black mold. We've been keeping the doors shut all winter, so we're gonna have to dry it out, and we're gonna have to, I recommend we get a bid or have some guys come up and get an inspection of the flange work up there. I believe that's the problem. Were you gonna say something, Noreen?
I just want to say that we really didn't keep it closed all winter.
Oh.
We had it open, but once the youth program started on, Smith Auto said the door's open, and we've been trying to lock
Oh, I
it
see.
on Friday evening for the youth program.
Oh, I apologize.
And then Brian Bomar, when I met with him on Friday, he mentioned that he'd prefer for it to be locked all the time.
Right.
So then that will create more of a problem with the mold.
And we know we don't wanna do what you guys did last time, right? Was it the bleach? They said don't do that, or
Yeah, I think they
whatever
said
it was
don't
we
do
did.
that. I think they said don't do that. He said something about the walls being soft, Bill, mushy?
Yeah, we're getting, I believe we got the problem in the west side on the gym. We got it in the back of the janitor room. We got it terribly bad in the fire room because it's a small room, not much. I think the ventilator got taken out when we redid our heat system. And of course, in the shop. So that whole wall is leaking, and from what I've learned with my persistence with my crappy roof on the hotel, it's a flange problem. We're gonna have to get some tin and rebend it. It looks like the water's getting up, working under, because all that wind from the west works water up under it, and it runs down inside the concrete.
And it's pretty much a flat
And you
spot
get all-
anyway, right?
Yeah, it's tilted, but.
I mean, it's flat.
And it's worse here because it runs that way.
That's what I'm getting at. We're
Yeah.
screwed. It's gotta be fixed.
It needs looked at by a professional roofer.
Could you put a hole in the door and a screen, over it so that the air might circulate more? I don't know.
Gotta get rid of the water first.
Should I get rid of the water first?
Yeah, or at least see what's causing it. That's all I can say now is we just get a couple people, start thinking about somebody to look at it. I might come up with a couple of people. I suggest we just go in and get an observation of what needs done and get bids on what they think needs done. We don't have to agree to it. And as an admin to that, we had a bid for $30,000 to fix this roof over here. And I fixed it for about $500 with a couple, just overlay the tin. You don't need to replace it if it got a rusted spot. So let's just go out, and I suggest we just get a couple of bids to look at it and see what they think is wrong.
Well, yeah, because if we got mushy walls,
Yeah.
that's going to mess with the integrity of our whole building.
Take their opinions and do it ourselves.
Well, that's what we did the first one, but the point is that there's some stuff you can't do.
Maybe if we'd done the 30,000, we wouldn't have
If we could.
Oh, it won't be that much. I think it's the end flange.
I understand what you're saying.
30,000?
If we had done the 30,000, would that have eliminated that issue to begin with?
No, it's down on that end, it's not up here. I don't think it made a difference. Maybe 5 of it would have. We got it pretty dry for a couple of years. So anyway, I don't know what the problem is. I haven't looked at it.
Okay, so we need to get somebody looking at it?
We have someone take a look at it when we can figure out, just kind of point around and suggest a few names to you later, and it's no obligation financially, but we
So the council will give me some names to call to ask to come in and.
Yeah, I'll come up with it.
I can help you out too.
Yeah.
So you move for that, and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
I move we go into executive session, Idaho 67-234.
Thank you for hanging in for the whole meeting.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I'm gonna need a break first.
Thank you, good to see you.
I second it.
Thank you for doing a good job, everybody.
See you Wednesday, LaWanda.
Oh, yes.
Wednesday is press group.
I was going to
Bingo?
have 4 o'clock, 14th on the 4th.
Yeah.
You guys got bingo night on
I
Wednesday?
typed the agenda because I couldn't get a hold of Anita today, and I didn't think to call LaWanda, and I put it down at 2, because that's what we had our meeting for next week, but I'll just white it out. I haven't put the agenda things up. I was just going to stick one in the library tomorrow.
I thought my daughter was going to bring me a couple things for the silent auction. I told Anita, I said, it's silly for me to buy something when you've ended up buying it the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I said, I'll just give you $50, but Joey said, oh, I got a couple things. So she was going to bring them this weekend, and she forgot.
Yeah.
Satchel showed up, but Stephen called me last night. Or, what the hell, yeah, it was last night. Satchel was on his way down. What does Satchel do? I thought he was going to school.
Yeah.
How in the hell is he going to Lewis or Clarkston all the time?
Well, he's off from Friday till Monday, you know.
Friday to Monday. You don't have school. You don't have school during the week.
Yeah, no, I say Friday night, and then he's here on the weekends.
Oh well, no, it's kind of weird because he's always hanging out with Stephen in Clarkston. I'm going.
Shut the door.
How the hell are you hanging out with Stephen in Clarkston all the time when you're supposed to be at school?
Yeah.
I couldn't quite figure that out.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be unless it's a weekend.
Well, it wasn't a weekend. Matter of fact, it was last night too. Yesterday too. They might be out of school though, aren't they?
No, he doesn't get out till the 13th of June. They start late, and go late.
So I think LC's closed too.
Yeah, I know Emily's out.
Yesterday was Sunday, that's right.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. Doctor's coming over. I said, dude, because he wanted to come up.
Beautiful.
What do kids always want? What do they always want?
Booze?
No, money. And so I said, why don't you come out tonight? Well, no Satchel's coming out. Well,
Him and his mom went golfing, and so I didn't figure he'd head out when she did.
I said, if you want money, just come today, because I ain't going to give it to you tomorrow. I did anyway, but he didn't show up till today. But.
How long did we go with Otto? Was he about 40?
He was a long time.
We have to put a time limit on him.
Matter of fact, we had that conversation about that, when that guy was here.
I mean, it's a grade up program. We don't need to do the details of where he stacks the
Mike,
paper.
shut up.
No, because when I was first here and then I thought we took a break, Joanne moved to go into executive session and I didn't hear a second.
Bill.
Okay, and I need to poll you all. Joanne?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Okay.